All right, let's see. Let's see what everybody's doing on a Sunday. It's Sunday. And this is our final and last Married at First Sight season 11 live comment read. I am like so bittersweet. It's bittersweet. Like I'm happy it's over, but like it's Married at First Sight, so like I'm not that happy, you know? You know. Hey Marvina. Like I'm in the dark. What's going on? How are you? How are you enjoying your Sunday? This is our last conversation about Married at First Sight. This is it, y'all. So whatever you got to say it now or forever hold your peace. Because listen, we not gonna be revisiting all these seasons over and over and over again. Okay, I'm just happy that it's over, but I'm gonna miss talking about it with y'all. That's why I need y'all to come over here and get some of this ready to love and get some of this put a rank on it. So this way we can, discuss those shows. Hey, Angela. Yes. How are you guys feeling? Are you happy that it's over? Are you like too excited? Waiting for January to come so we can start over watching Christmas movies. It's the time of the year. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Who loves Christmas music? Always wanted that because I love Christmas music, but then I meet people who say they don't. Hey, Samuela. Hey. Yeah, so y'all, this is the time. This is the time. Get it all out. Get everything you want to get off your chest out. Okay? I'm going to pull up the comments and let's just get started, right? You guys, this is it. This is it. Let me find a video and go to it. You start December 1st with the Christmas music. I love Christmas music. I can listen to Christmas music all year round. You ready for the next season already, Marvina? You don't want this season to like settle down and hold on to it for a little while. No, you over it. I can understand why you be ready for the next one. You taking everything you said about Karen back. Why? Why? Because they made it? Like what? I don't know. I don't know. You think they gonna stay together? Oh, not everybody team Miles and Cameron. Man, listen. I hope that they stay together. I saw some pictures of them on Facebook and they all look so happy. It was Cameron, Miles, Woody and Amani. They all was together and they looked happy. It looked like Cameron had personality and everything. So I was like, maybe it is working out for them. Maybe it is going, but y'all heard Cameron. Okay, y'all better stay out of her man DMs, okay? Stay out of her man DMs. Y'all I'm happy y'all happy. Cause I was like, I don't know. I don't know about them two. But it was a lot of debate about Henry should have went off on whether Henry should have went off on Christina like that or not. Like there was a lot of different, points of views when it came to Henry going off. Like people was like, he a coward. Why would he even start talking? Now when he didn't say anything the whole season. The producers are messy. It's the producers, right? Woody and Amani, hey Franny, yes, I cannot. Whew. Woody and Amani had me all going through it. You ain't taking nothing back, but if he like it, you love. We gotta give it a couple of months, y'all. Let's give it a couple of months. And if they break up, God forbid, we're gonna have to revisit this. Henry was foul for bringing up her past relationship. You think so? I think she deserved it. Why you think he was foul? Huh? Why you think he was foul? Love Henry. He was nice about it. He picked his timing right. He picked his timing right. I already know people gonna be ready to fight me up here, but that's okay. That's why I always give y'all the link. Y'all can say what y'all want to say. This is your review. I did my review already. Y'all know how I feel already. But this is your review. All right, so let's get into these comments, y'all. Henry had to protect himself. Yep. All right, let's just go. So, Around the Way Girl Next Door said Woody won the whole Married at First Sight franchise. I'm going to add the period. He did, though. Like, I was like, I've never seen anything like this on TV before. Like, I was in there boo-hooing, like crying. Like, tears couldn't stop coming out my eyes crying. My husband was looking at me like I was crazy. So then Angela Daniel said, I tell you, that Woody. Yes, that Woody. I wasn't ready. It's amazing how, with the right woman, all of that open emotion can be a beautiful thing. If Karen would have let Miles love her, if she accepted him for who he is, I could see their story being simply amazing. Even though Amani wasn't as raw and touchy-feely as Woody, she let him do him and gave him kudos for being who he was. Right. I mean, I didn't see Amani like he's so sensitive. He's so sensitive. All right, we didn't get that. All right, Rose said Christina could not stop lying. I can't wait to see Kevin grill her at the reunion. He didn't though, but he didn't. Oh, he didn't. That's the messed up part about it. Like he didn't. They kind of just let it like flow. He kind of like got at it a little bit, but when she started crying, and then everybody was like, "Oh, leave Christina alone," and I'm like, "No, don't leave Christina alone now." Mm-mm. So then Karen said, "I don't know what Olivia wanted other than to complain." LOL. Me either. What was that about? She was so angry for no reason. Y'all, these comment reasons coming from the last episode, Decision Day. Okay. Um, Girl, me too. I lost it. When I said, ooh, like he just brought everything out of me. I think I saw them with a YouTube page. If I'm not lying, I think I saw a YouTube page for Woody and Amani. But she said we were all terrified when the pandemic started, and she was ignoring his concerns and going on a trip and wanted him to just be home and possibly catch COVID from her when she got back. That's what I understand. Like, if she really wanted to be with him the way she said she wanted to be with him, why not take that opportunity to stay at home with your man and get to know him and get to, spend that time with him? You wish to go visit your parents and possibly put them at risk for COVID because you work in a hospital. Like, come on, you know that it's harder for older people to, recover from it if they catch it. Hey, Yvette. Hey, Rosemary. All right, so TT Max said Karen did not look happy. She should have hugged him and kissed him to make us believe in them. Karen, no, she didn't. That's what I said. I said she still didn't look happy after she said yes. Oh my God. I know Franny already on that YouTube page. Subscribe, commenting, liking, and everything. Because Tell me I'm wrong, Franny. Tell me I'm wrong. um okay, Woody had me in tears. I felt that None of these previous couples made me feel that emotion like Woody did. However, the reunion tonight looks like there may be some changes. Miles run, but we already know wasn't no changes. Miles didn't run, but it was interesting to find out that he actually was going to say no, so he sat down on that couch. I think that was very interesting to find out ahead of time. Like, you just subscribed. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to put the link in if I could actually. Where's the copy button? Oh, there we go. There we go. I found it. All right. Copy button. StreamYard is in. Okay. The Randall's way. Okay, so I guess we're gonna be following the Randalls. Make sure see how everything unfolds, and maybe we'll get to see a glimpse of Karen and Miles because they live right down the street. And I was so happy when I found out they live down the street. I was like, oh, they live down the street! Like I was so excited. I don't know why I felt like that was me living down the street from my friend, but it was really cute to see for real. So then, around the way, girl said, Brett's talking to the experts is direct like he's on a job interview. Brett talking to everyone else is foot paint for no reason. I don't know. I think Brett talks the same way to everybody. To everybody. But I didn't like that they tried to have a conversation about him when he wasn't there. I hate when Married at First Sight do that. Like, obviously, they don't want to be there. Don't be bringing them up. You already spoke to him individually. You already asked the questions you need to ask. We saw it. So for y'all to sit there and try to do a bad session on him was wrong, right? It was wrong. Mal should have said no. We all think he should have said no. Uh, then she said, I can see Olivia many faults in her marriage, but I understand her frustration. I hope she learns and grow for them. I can understand her frustration too. But at the same time, she didn't make it easy. She did not make it easy. Every time he was trying to be genuine to some point, it's like she couldn't accept it. That's the problem that I had. Like, just because you can't tell him his truth isn't his truth, like Pastor Cal said. You know what I mean? Like, just because he's not acting how you think he should act, then why? Why can't you believe him? What about old Henry and Olivia? No. I can't. Henry don't like to do all the things that Henry don't even travel and like to do, get dirty and stuff like that. So I don't see that working with Olivia. And Olivia is too. Don't get me wrong. Olivia kind of act like Christina to a certain extent. I mean, it's not as rude and nasty. She nice nasty, like Franny would say. She nice nasty. And everybody was dragging her. She said everybody been dragging her. She not the fan favorite. She got some people who like her. It's okay. Everybody not for everybody, right? I mean, it was his choice not to be there, but they got what they wanted to get out of him, Franny. Don't you think so? I feel like for them, he sat there and basically asked them what they thought about him. He didn't ask anybody else what they thought about each other. Ain't nobody say, hey, so what do you think about Christina? Ain't nobody say, hey, what do you think about Woody? What do you think about Olivia? So why are we asking what we think about Brett? Come on now. Y'all can't tell me that wasn't shady. That was shady. Brett was her. I think he really liked Olivia. I'm not gonna lie, I think he did. So Miss Dior said, I think Miles and Karen relationship will last. Hopefully, I mean, I'm all for it. I want it to last, but it's going. I mean, they consummated their marriage, so now she getting some of the good stuff. So now she probably not, all in her feelings no more. She a little bit more relaxed, a little less tense. She not flinching every time he go to touch her. That's a good thing. But he asked him the questions. Hey, Cliff. He asked him the questions already, though. Okay. Look, we can agree to disagree. We can agree to disagree. Right. Brett did like Olivia. I think he did. I think that Olivia just was like not here for it at all. So then Slay by Reality said, "Oh, Christina, a text from a friend, a text from a reliable source, an anonymous text, a text from a number that couldn't be contacted back. Let's go. Let's get to the truth, Christina. You wasn't happy that Henry wasn't jumping your bones, so instead of having a direct conversation with him, you decided to accuse him of being gay, and it blew up in your face. Absolutely. That's exactly what happened. Thank you, Slave by Reality. You knew what I was talking about. You knew what I was saying. So this Slave by Reality said Brad decided to be sincere on decision day after being a sarcastic D-bag all season long. Doesn't get him any points in my book. If he had canceled any of that, channeled any of that into his actual relationship, maybe Olivia would have had a different opinion of him. Hey, Miss Doors. What? No, I feel like she was still holding on to the bitter. Y'all don't think she was just being bitter? I'm the only one who thought Olivia was just being bitter. Come on, I can't be the only one, y'all. I can't. So then Angela said, I wanted to pinch Mouse through the screen, through the screen and, and thump Karen ear. She knows that she don't like him, and after 4 months, he couldn't get the slightest bit of emotion from him. Why does he think that that would change? I hope they get it together since they stayed together. Marriage is difficult when you actually like your spouse. Exactly. Marriage is difficult when you actually like your spouse. So then, of course, if you don't like your spouse, it's gonna be a whole different story, a whole different story. Story. Olivia was bitter and jealous. Right. Right. The story kept changing about that text. That text had so many different storylines to it. That text message has so many storylines to it. But let Cliff tell it, it's only one storyline, and that's the truth. Look, don't come in here yelling at me. I'm warning you now, Cliff. Cliff,
Oh, you already
Cliff,
know. Yeah,
don't come here yelling at me. I don't want to be
no
yelled at.
problem with
It's
you.
pandemic. Can we
Yes, you
just,
do. Nah, because you was wailing yesterday, and I couldn't get to you. Listen, as far as Brett and Olivia, I do feel like she's better. I really don't understand why, because she
right? She
really
don't
didn't
want
want the
him.
marriage. Yeah, she don't want him, and then to know that he's out dating, I don't get that.
Yeah,
I could see
that's
if
why I
you
was like,
wanted
why
to
are
be
you
in a
doing that?
relationship. Yeah, if she really wanted to be in a relationship, then I would understand it. But I don't feel like she wanted it, so I don't know. And I don't think Brett is a bad guy like Slade. Me and Slade went back and forth over that. I think Brett's a good dude. He just got messed up with the wrong person.
That's true. I think
Now,
he
as far
was
as Christina
genuine.
go,
Oh Lord.
yeah, I'm sorry. Now, guys, say what you was gonna say.
I think Brett was outside of being sarcastic or whatever
Hmm.
the case may be. I do think he liked Olivia.
Right.
I actually
Yeah, I
think he
think it
liked her.
changed
I think
after no
she kept
affection.
pushing him away. And I think
That's
when she
true.
left
And then
to go to her parents' house, that was the last straw for him.
yeah, then you sit in the house. She's not there. You scared of COVID. You don't have anything to hold on to because there's no affection. So I guess he just like
Hmm.
it's not gonna go nowhere. Plus, she don't want kids. And it's funny how she'd admitted after reunion she don't want kids, but she wouldn't admit it during the show, even though her team was named Plan B
Her what?
when it was at the little event. Her team,
Her team
remember when
was
it was at
named
the little event,
when they was
the
playing
event they took
trivia.
Brett for the game. There you go.
Trivia.
Thank you. Yeah,
Her group
their
name was
team
Plan
name
B.
was Plan B. Yeah, go back and
What?
watch
How
it.
did I miss that? I hate that, bro. How did
Yeah,
I miss that? No one pointed that out. We done had a whole conversation after that, and no one said that.
I did. I did tell you that. You
You
probably forgot.
did? Oh my God, that's
Yep.
funny. That's funny.
It was that situation. Then remember they went rock climbing, and he was like, "Oh man, I probably won't be able to have kids." She was like, "That's good."
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. I brought that up.
Yeah,
Yeah, and during the
she
show,
ain't
she
want
said
him.
she
And
was open to the possibility.
then you could tell me if I'm wrong or not. But when she was talking about him and saying the things that made her unattracted, I could understand to an extent the sarcasm, right? That's not for
Right.
everybody. But then when she was like, "How he'll check himself out in the mirror," I didn't get that part. I'm like, what's wrong with that if he have confidence like that?
I check myself out in the mirror all the time.
I think a lot of people do. That's why I
I
didn't
think we
understand
all
that
do.
part.
That's what I don't understand. Okay, so let's play the scenario out. We on the couch, we, hugging or whatever, and we, touchy feely. I'm on, laying on you and stuff like that. How do you get wait? When did he look in the mirror for her to get turned off? I'm confused. Like it don't make sense to me.
Yeah, I don't get that. Like I could get the sarcasm in that moment, but that part I don't get
Me,
because she
I don't get
don't
that
like the
either.
sarcasm.
I can understand the sarcasm though, because he brought me
Yeah,
wrong with that.
I think that she's upset that he's popping in these streets because she was like,
Yep.
he's a serial data bro. She didn't want him. Like that was my thing. Is like you didn't want him, you didn't sleep with him, you didn't really kiss him.
And then
He stayed over the time.
what was he supposed to do? That's the real question. He wasn't supposed to date ever again because he didn't work out with you. Like your friends, why her friends send the screenshots? They don't got no life. First of all, like what's the point? They on Tinder and he on Tinder, so obviously they might just cross each other paths. That's like saying, why you swipe left, right? Swipe. That's the way you're supposed to swipe. I don't know, but swipe left or swipe right and keep minding your business. Why you entertaining him? It's like they were trying to set him up, but set him up for what?
Right. That's not his woman anymore.
Right? Because she's like, I
Yeah, I don't
saw the
get, and I don't know
messages of
why the
what he
friends.
was
And
saying.
that's another thing. I don't understand why the friends would do that to her just to send her messages. Like that was gonna hurt her or at least aggravate her. I ain't
Right?
understand that. And then her being
It
mad
seemed like
about
a
him
setup.
saying, yeah. And then when she was like the things he say to these women, all he said was, "Tell me something good. The world is messed up." I'm thinking he was out here like, "Yo, show me a pussy,
Send me some
a
news.
pee pad." Yeah, there you go, a dude. That's what I was
Wait,
thinking we was gonna get, but I'm like, she was just
Anthony
extra.
said that he thinks that they downplayed Brett's fear of catching COVID. I think they did too. I think they downplayed it too because I know at one point I struggled with COVID really bad. So I could imagine him struggling with it, and they didn't make it seem
Yeah,
like
that
it was a
sounds
big
real
deal
good.
at all.
And listen, don't get me wrong. I understand her not being worried about COVID because I have a few nurse friends and family members that have the same mentality. Like, listen, I deal with this thing every day, but that's not my choice of field. I don't look at it like that. Brett don't look at it.
Right.
Most people don't look at it like that. But people in the medical field, I get that. But she should have been more understanding that he's scared. And
She
even
didn't
if for
comfort
her
him
to
at
say
all.
that, hey, he told her, it was like he told her, but she kind of brushed it off. Because she said,
Yep.
she asked him, like, are you scared? He said, yeah. I don't know. I don't really like her.
Me either. She
And
rubbed
then
me wrong this.
your boy Henry at the reunion about Brett got on my nerve. Like when he was
So
like, "Oh, Brett, wish you was here." It's like, no, you don't.
he didn't
He
say
is
he
not
wish
built
he
like
was
that.
there. He said we could do without him being
Yes, he
here.
did.
You sure?
I could have sworn he said wish he was here. Maybe I'm
No,
wrong.
it's
Maybe
not.
I'm
I
wrong. I
thought
would
he
have to check
said
it again.
no, no, no. I thought he said we'll be fine without him here or something like that. Y'all let us know in the comment what he said, but he
Mm,
wasn't saying he wished he was here. So let me ask you something,
but
Cliff, since
I
you
just
won. Do you
yeah.
think that it was right for them to talk about Brett even though he wasn't there?
No, it's just like how they did Brandon. I
But
thought it was wrong. Like why?
Franny said they think she said, but he chose not to be there. It's a difference.
No, it's not. If I
That's
decide
what I'm
not to be
saying.
there, then I don't. Then that's my choice. I came, I did what I had to do. But why y'all talking to me? Once he said, "Hey, I'm not participating in this," they shouldn't have been talking about him. It
Right.
should have
Because
just
I was
been
like,
left
if they
alone.
gonna ask about Brett, then why they didn't ask
Right,
how do
because
y'all feel about
to
Olivia?
me, they already handled the situation with him and Olivia. That's the most
Thank
important
you.
part.
Thank you.
So they said
That's how I
everything they
feel.
had to do with him and Olivia. So
I agree with
I
that.
like that. I understand, but the rest of it, I was like, nah, I didn't like it. And then it was like everybody was scared to say if they liked him or not, because even the way Woody said, "I keep in touch with him,"
Sound like he was scared. He was
the
like,
way he said it,
I do.
yeah, I ain't like that. It's like, yo, stand on your toes, boy. Like, say what you got to say. I don't know. I didn't like the whole segment, and you know I ain't like Henry in that segment either. The whole
Okay,
show.
go ahead. Go ahead. Now you've been waiting, so go ahead and get it out.
I didn't understand what the married man had to do with anything.
Because that's why he didn't connect with her. He was turned
Don't
off
believe
by
you.
that.
I don't believe that.
What do you mean?
But if that's, I don't believe that. So this is what I'm saying. If that's the case, right? Why
Right.
not bring it to her? Because you don't know the situation. Listen, me personally, I don't want to deal with nobody separated, nobody married. If you tell me you engaged, I'm keeping it pushing. Everybody's different. So if that man, let's say that man was separated, now legally separate, he got the right to do him. What if he was separated and they was in a relationship?
But why was it? My
He
question is, why was her friends telling him that?
people talk. I don't know
But
who said what to who.
it's
They
a
could have had
weird
a
thing to
friend.
bring up. It's like, why bring that up in front of on her wedding day? Like, you know, she was in a 5-year relationship with a married man. Like, what? What?
I know, but I don't know if her friend said it or how he got it. I remember him saying, "Guess people came up to him." Either way,
Right.
people talk and run their mouth. You know what I'm saying? But my point is this: why didn't you bring it to your wife? Like if I'm dating a chick and I'm hearing, yo, she was getting popping all over town. I'm gonna do my research, but I'm also gonna bring it to her. Like that's why I say he's a coward.
But
He
okay,
takes
so
and like
I
he
think
does exactly what. Go ahead. Go ahead.
no. What I think okay, so this how I think it went down. I think it went down was he got all the people talking to him, telling him like, oh, you know, she was messing with a married man or whatever the case may be. And then they went, this was after they had their little, you know, conversation about where she couldn't figure out where she lived. And then it was you know, her being rude and nasty to production. So I think it was just all of a buildup. Like he probably was like, you know what, it may not be that
But
big of a deal. But then it was just thing after thing after thing, and he probably just got to the point where it was like, I'm not even doing this because he said it like he
but
friend
all
zoned
those
her
things.
early in the segment.
But listen, what I'm saying. Other than production, all those things he didn't bring to her. She found out about it after he talked to this person or that person. The whole thing
That's
with
fair.
production is the whole thing with production. Just because you handle it one way, another person can handle it another. And my thing is, you don't go against your mate. You could check them between each other, but
Mm-hmm.
don't do it in front of production. That's what I ain't like about Taylor. Don't go against Brandon in front of people.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how I feel.
I
As
think
far
that
as the husband, the other, yeah.
I think you got a valid point about him not bringing it all up, but I still think she deserved the read she got.
No, she didn't. And
Yes,
I
she
and I
did.
still don't think. Listen, no, she didn't. No, she
Yes, she
didn't.
did.
That had nothing. Listen, no, she didn't. He was being a jerk because put it like this: if it would have been reversed and she would have did that to him, y'all would have been calling her all types of names.
If she
Because
would have
even
did,
about the listen, go ahead.
if
What you was
she
about to say?
She was lying though.
How you figure?
Because first she couldn't figure out where the text came from. That's for one. Okay. And that's okay. But then she was lying and trying to like hold it over his head about him being gay.
That's what he said. How was she holding it over his head if she didn't bring it to the public? He did.
Yeah, because she tried to hold it over his head to make him stick in a relationship. So that's why she didn't go out and say it in front of everybody, because that's the point of holding it over his head.
I don't believe that, because she's been the one on several occasions saying that they should end it. He's the one that's saying, like, no, it's more to learn. It's more to learn. It's more to learn. No, so I don't believe that. Do I believe that she was in that moment when she told him she was mad? Yes, because she said that. She said, when I first got it, I should have told him, but I didn't. I finally said something when he upset me. She said that. I don't know what episode that is, but she been said that.
So you don't think that she? So then, but she then why didn't she say anything about it?
About what? The text?
About the yeah. Why she didn't say anything about the text?
Why would she? Why do she have to bring it to the camera? She brought it to him.
Yeah, but
everything don't have to be brought to the camera.
But that's the thing. She brought it to him because she was trying to hold it over his head. And now, honestly, if she really didn't believe it,
she brought it to him because he pissed her off, Chloe. She said that.
The way she handled it was wrong. So, but that's my point. The way she handled that message, the way she handled that message, getting the messages, everything she did in there, in between it and afterward was wrong. And that's why Henry was mad and was like, you know what? You're going to try to sit up here and act like I'm this and I'm that. I'm just going to put it all out there then.
Chloe, no. That's BS. He dragged that situation out. She didn't bring it to the camera.
You can't say
No. Listen what I'm saying. Chloe, listen. Chloe. She brought this situation to him, right? She didn't say it on camera. She said what she said. He brought it to the camera. She didn't even know until decision day all the stuff he was really feeling. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's my point. He kept everything in. He told us, the viewers, he wasn't telling it to her. Like, even when he was like, oh, she's walking around like everything is okay. That's because you was walking around like everything was okay. Most people is going to check you when she came home before they went off to the resort. He should have checked that in, but he didn't. He acted like everything was okay. So she went off his energy. She acted like everything was okay. All of a sudden, when we get in front of the experts, he had an issue. That's exactly what Keith did. I didn't like that with Keith. Your boy is a clown, and I don't think that text is a lie either. I don't care what you say. I don't think that text is a lie. I'm not saying he's gay. I'm not saying he's bisexual. I'm just saying I believe she got something.
All right. So look. So then why there's so many different stories when it comes to the text message?
So that's why you never listen to me. You protect your source. She lying. She lying about where she got it from, who it is that, but she got it. You protect your source.
But that's the thing.
You protect your source.
I ain't buying that. That text message go down and Married at First Sight history along with Taylor and her video.
Say that again.
I said that text message go down and Married at First Sight history along with Taylor and her video.
Listen, I believe she's telling the truth. There's nothing y'all can say to me. I believe the girl. I don't believe Henry. As much as y'all want to say she's a flamboyant liar and this, that, and the third, he did nothing but lie to that girl. If she was, dealing with a married man that was toxic in production and everything else, why didn't you dead it when you had the chance? Week 10, you could have deaded it in. You was past the 8 weeks. You didn't have to go to 4 months. You could have left just like Brett did. But he kept holding on to be on TV. But yet he's not trying to be a star like his girlfriends. Like that part, I don't agree with Franny.
Uh-huh.
Because if I think somebody is trash or whatever it may be, and I can't trust them, and they holding stuff over my head, I'm gonna go 4 months when I could have did it 2.5 months. You know what I'm saying? He could have did it then, but he was like, nah, I want to continue on. Why? If she's blackmailing you, who wants to stay with somebody if they blackmailing you? Make it make sense, Chloe. So that's
I
your
try to
line,
make
right?
sense of that
Make it
too.
make sense. That's why I don't believe it.
See, I'm not gonna argue with you. You got some valid points. I'm not gonna argue with you, okay? I can admit that. But I still don't think he went too far with it. That's
Nah,
just
he
my
definitely went too
opinion.
far.
All right,
Chloe,
let's
it
see what
had
they say in the
listen.
chat. If you think he went too
Chloe,
far,
hold on.
put far. If you don't think he went too far, put no.
No.
Wait, no.
Chloe, my whole thing is it had nothing to do with anything. Oh, here go the other toxic Avenger.
Hey guys!
Hey, Frankie.
Happy Sunday!
Happy Sunday.
Hey Cliff, how you doing on this glorious Sunday?
Hey, Freddie. No,
So
I
I'm
see a
seeing
far
far.
from Rosemary.
No. So he didn't. I don't think he went too far. Rosemary think he did go too far.
I don't think he
went too far. Me either.
So here's the thing. Here's how I feel about the whole situation, right?
Right.
I think that I think that if this, so this is a lot, right? This was a lot to unpack, right? I feel like if this is what happened, then he probably should have said something. I agree with that. He definitely should have said something to Christina in the beginning, right? Like, listen, I heard some things that I probably shouldn't have heard, and it's making me feel a way. And that's why we really aren't moving the way that we should be moving, right? But as opposed to that, he didn't say anything, and he's probably one of those people where he'll get really mad and then he'll explode. Like he'll get really mad and he's like, you know what? Like I gotta get it all out. So I think that's what took place here. I'm disappointed because I feel like if Christina was telling the truth, she did a really bad job of defending herself. Because no one believes that she's telling the truth.
Hold on, you're breaking up.
Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah.
I said if Christina was telling the truth, she did a really bad job of telling the truth because no one believes her.
No, I believe her. Miss Dora believe her. It's people out there.
You're the only two people that believe her, Cliff.
Nah, I be on these YouTube streets. There's other people.
Well, I was on these Reddit streets, and they said months ago about the whole dealing with a married man thing. I knew about that months ago because it was in Reddit.
But that's irrelevant though. Like everybody got a pass. That's irrelevant.
My issue is why.
I can say he didn't.
Go ahead.
I can't. No, I ain't hear you, friend. I'm sorry. What you say? Why what?
I said, why are these conversations happening at a wedding reception? That's my
first question I said.
But okay, Chloe, if all of us is out and about, right? Chloe, if all of us is out and about, and let's say you had an event, and let's say I'll just start telling embarrassing stories about you. You can't control that, especially if you don't know I'm doing it.
Right.
So y'all want her to have control of grown people.
Well, y'all
act like people not shady.
Of course, people are weird. My thing is, I feel like too much was told at this reception. To me, that would turn me off. I'm like, ew, like, what's all of this? Like, I just met you. Like,
Barbina just said that she dated a married man. She didn't know that he was married, and she when she found out, she dropped him.
Okay, but Christina didn't say that she didn't know he wasn't married. She could have used that.
She didn't say anything.
Anyone who, if you know that man is married, keep your legs close to married men.
Chloe, let me tell you something. that, let's say she know he was married. Let's say he was still with the wife. Let's go off of that theory. She is not responsible for their marriage. That man is.
That's not the point.
She did not. Yes, it is the point. Yes, it is. She did not walk down the aisle. She did not walk down the aisle with the woman. He did.
Okay, you absolutely
so that's
right.
His responsibility. She did not rape him.
You are absolutely right. It is definitely the person who's cheating that's married's fault. But it doesn't make it any better when you involve yourself into knowing that that's wrong. Because you know,
and I'm not
that
saying
he's
it's about
married.
her. Everybody don't respect that.
Well,
everybody,
that means you don't
everybody
have no
don't look at marriage. Listen, no, that's your moral compass.
So then why
that's
she
what
don't
you
marry
believe.
that first time?
Everybody don't believe in Chloe. Listen to what I'm saying. Everybody don't believe in marriage.
But
right?
she does, because she's gonna marry that first time. And that's karma. You mess with a married man, then somebody come mess with your married man, you won't have a whole problem.
I'm saying in general. I'm saying in general. Everybody don't have that in them. They don't respect, everybody don't respect marriage. But my point is, the person who's married is supposed to respect it, not the outsider.
I think
if you cheat on your husband with whoever, that's on you. That's not on the guy.
That is on
my thing. No, it's not. That's on you. That's your marriage. That's not the other person's marriage.
It's a respect thing. It's a respect thing for yourself in general. Why would you want to mess with a married man? That shows that you have that shows that you don't feel like you can get your own man if you need to go find somebody else's. You wait until that man is divorced or not together.
I understand that theory. I understand that theory. And listen, I get it. But what you're missing is a person does not have to respect it. That is not theirs.
Oh, no, they don't have to
respect the marriage. Is the two people in the marriage.
Guys, listen,
in the marriage who said I do.
Cliff, I agree with that. My issue, right, is that regardless of, what, responsibility that the married man, takes, doesn't take, whatever, and I'm going to be honest, I'm judging the character of the person that's involved in this.
Yes.
I get that. But see, hold on, but let me tell y'all something. Y'all don't know the situation though. You don't know if he was legally separated. You don't know if he's married and him and the wife haven't been together in years. I said on Millennium and Mom, my ex-girlfriend, mother and father haven't been together since she was a kid. They're still legally married.
Why didn't she say that then?
She didn't say anything. She was embarrassed that he brought it up. She didn't open her mouth about anything. So y'all assuming. You could, Franny.
We all, if that's the case, we all assuming. You assuming she didn't, he was separated. And we assuming that they wasn't separated.
I am pointing out other situations that it could be, other possibilities. I'm not just going to say, she was just creeping. Because y'all don't know.
No. That's the thing for me, right? Like I said, whether or not the married man took responsibility or not, whether he hasn't been with the wife for 10, 15 years and he's legally separated, whatever. Me as a viewer, right? Me as a married person, I'm not saying nothing to the man. I'm not saying nothing to the man because the man's not on the show. I'm talking about her because she is involved in this situation.
So let me get this straight. So let me get this straight. So if him and the wife are not together, whether they're legally separated or whatever the situation, but they're not together, they're not sleeping together, they not dealing with each other.
Mm-hmm. I think that's when you talk about separation, I still think that you probably shouldn't deal with someone who's separated either, unless it's been years on years and they just haven't finalized the divorce. Why? Because if you get separated, if it's been a couple of months, there's a possibility that you got separated instead of divorced for a reason. Now, me and my husband was going through something, and I was like, oh, I don't want to be with him anymore. My first thought is maybe separation. Why? Because we probably can fix this. You don't just jump to. If that's the case, then get a divorce. Don't separate.
Depending on the state,
it's the same process.
You have to be separated for a certain amount of time. Like in North Carolina, you have to be separated for a year before you could get the divorce.
Listen,
but the person also got to be willing. The person also got to be willing to sign it, because you remember Amber and Matt wouldn't sign it. So was Amber not supposed to date?
Listen,
No, that she was. It comes to a different thing when it comes to separation. Separation is a little different.
Guys, we're doing all of this based on
But you don't know.
We don't know.
Hold on 1 second, Franny. Hold on 1 second, Franny. 1 second, Franny. Chloe, you said separation is different, right? But you still legally married when you're separated.
I said it's
right or wrong.
touchy when it comes. I said it's touchy when it comes to separation, because when two people are still technically married and they're separated, there's always a chance that they can rebuild that marriage
They're gonna get back. Exactly. That's why me personally, I wouldn't even deal with that, separated or not.
But that's what I'm saying.
I wouldn't put myself in that position. But listen, I know somebody who put themselves in that position and it worked out. I know somebody else, it didn't work out.
That's why I say it's
dealt with somebody that's separated and now they're married.
Guys,
all I'm saying is Henry. All I'm saying is Henry assumed instead of going to her and finding out the information. That is my point. He don't know that situation. He said he heard it was toxic. Ask her how toxic it was. Ask her the whole setup. He didn't. She knows her relationship. The same way I can't tell y'all about y'all marriage. He can't tell her.
But she told him that it was toxic. She told him. She said, hey, my last relationship was very toxic and we would do very bad things to each other. She told him that.
Which is why it's not hard to believe that she's doing really bad toxic stuff now.
Franny, that's fine. My point is he don't know the situation with that relationship because he didn't go to her. If you say he said he was toxic. Do he know the details? Do he know anything? No, he don't ask questions. He don't talk.
That's the point, y'all. Why didn't she explain herself then?
Let me tell you something. If I'm dating, I know some men, they don't like to know anything. Me, I want to know everything.
We know that.
Damn right. Because if you did something to somebody else, you could possibly do it to me. I need to know what's up. I need to know how you handle things. But my thing is, he didn't care enough. He didn't care enough to find out through her. He just assumed through secondhand, third-hand conversations. So that's why I was like, nah, you're bugging. And then, like, what about his relationship? I could sit here and say, well, you was never serious with anybody, so what are you doing on a show about being married? That seems flaky to me. Everybody's saying Woody was the party boy, but you was never serious with anyone. His words.
So here's the thing.
But you here to get married.
Listen, this is what I think. I think that because I want us to kind of close on this. I feel like we're not going to get to a resolve. I think that, was it right for him to bring this up this late in the game as opposed to talking to her about it first? No, right? But I felt like he said it because the viewers needed to know what the disconnect was. That's why he said it, right? That's why he said it.
Do you believe that?
He needed the viewers to know.
I believe it. I
agree with that. I agree that he should have told.
I don't.
You don't agree with
if the whole her attitude when she get upset or whatever it may be, I could see that. Even though I thought it was lame, I could see him feeling a way about her with production. The married thing, I don't believe. I think he just used that to validate how he was behaving. Because my thing is this: if you felt that way, Franny, then why not dead it? They had a meeting to dead it in week 10. That's 2. You went 2 weeks over the regular 8 weeks. Brett left. He stayed. She's blackmailing him. Why are you staying? Right? That's his word. She's blackmailing him. She don't have good character. She's dealing with married men. Why are you with this chick?
Also, think about
for
who we're
extra
talking
2.5
about. We're
months.
talking about Henry. Henry is non-confrontational.
What confrontation got to do with ending it? He ended it on decision day. Why you couldn't end it 2.5 months earlier? What
It
you
was in a
mean?
controlled environment. It was in a
No,
controlled environment.
Franny. They passed Franny. Their contractual obligation was for 8 weeks. They went 10 weeks. When that decision day happened, or the halfway mark, whatever they want to call it, that was 10 weeks in. That's when Brett ended it. 10 weeks in, he had the same opportunity. He went the whole 4 months. Why? I'm being blackmailed. That makes no sense.
Was
Why am
he
I
being
saying
blackmailed
there's
at
more
that
to learn?
point, or
Why
was
am I
it
saying there's
after?
more to learn if I can't hear you?
I believe he became blackmailed after that because he put out there that she didn't live where she was supposed to live. And that's why she got mad and said what she said. So that happened.
Okay,
The blackmail thing happened.
if you believe that, okay, I get, you know what? If that's the case, let's say
That's
that's the
what it
truth,
looked
right?
like. That's what it looked like.
No. Okay, but let's go. I'm gonna go off of that theory. She still was with the married. He knew about the married man before that. That was a big thing. She was rude to production and everything. That was a big thing to him. Why not dead it?
At that point, the
So
blackmail
you want to
didn't
say
happen.
she blackmailed him after?
That's what I think,
But all
because
the other stuff did.
he put her out there.
No, the blackmail never happened. She called them on it. The blackmail ain't never happened. I don't believe that BS.
Okay.
I think she did promise. I think she did want to use it to hold it over his head, which is why she never said anything, because she wanted to have a one up on
Leverage.
him. Yeah, just in case he decided he didn't want to be in that relationship anymore. Then she was gonna pull out he don't want to be in this relationship no more because he's gay. Because she couldn't handle
Chloe,
when they
you don't
sat
think
at
she
that
could have?
table at dinner. Hold on, Cliff. When they sat at that table at dinner, and she sat there and she said she knows she did some really nasty things. She knows she said some really nasty things. She doesn't know why she does the things she do, and she started crying to herself. I know I want to be better. She know what she's talking about. That's why Henry was like,
Yeah,
why is
she
she
know
acting
what
like
she
we
talking about, but you don't.
She
That's
talking
my
about
point.
that
Because you
bad boy sex
assuming.
mess. Read between
No,
the
you assume
lines.
she's talking about that.
Read between the
You act
lines.
like she didn't. They didn't get into it. You act like she didn't. Them two didn't get into it. You act like she didn't yell. You act like they didn't have situations she could have also had an issue with of how she carried herself. That's my point. You assuming is
They
that.
both wrong. They both wrong, but I think Christina is more wrong. That's how I feel. They're both wrong, but I feel like she's more wrong.
You tripping. You're tripping.
That's how I
mean,
feel.
that's your opinion, but you still tripping.
Okay. We can agree to disagree.
All right. We all are not going to agree, and that's okay. So we can leave it at that.
I understand that.
Also, I want to just move on.
I understand we are not going to agree, but I'm not just going to let y'all be on here just dragging her like he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Nah.
But that's not what we said. We said he's wrong too.
No, y'all, you might have.
I just said it 10 seconds ago.
Chloe, I said you might have, not your homegirl.
Listen, I wanted to jump on and say what I needed to say about.
Well, you got to read your comments, so you can get ahead.
But I also wanted to talk about everybody talking about Brett when he's not there. It's an ensemble cast. That's like Nene leaving the reunion and we're not going to talk about her no more because she's not at the reunion. That's not how it works.
No, so they had to talk about him. Franny, Kevin asked him, so how did y'all feel about Brett? For what? He didn't ask how
we would have used the opportunity to talk to Brett about something that happened. Brett's not there.
I don't think that was right, because then he should have said, so how do you guys feel about Christina? How do you guys feel about Olivia? I think he should have just left it alone. When
Chloe,
when someone, no. It wasn't like they were talking about the situation. He literally was like, so how did y'all feel about him?
He's not there.
Right.
Listen,
so basically you saying they didn't talk about the relationship.
I respect.
We already spoke to Brett about his relationship, what happened between him and Olivia. He spoke his piece. They talked it out. She was bitter. They did all of that. So I felt like he did his part. Let it go.
Chloe, I think that I agree with him He don't really mess with them. They don't mess with him. Why am I going to go to this? I agree with that 100%. But it's an ensemble cast. We have to talk about everyone, whether you're here or not. You made the choice not to be there to physically defend yourself in this group. So, like, people are going to talk about you. That you can't get upset about that.
No, hold on, Franny. But I've seen on other shows where a person decided not to participate, and then they will announce that that person is not going to participate, and then they'll move on. They'll leave it as, hey, such and such is not going.
That was a big part of the season.
So was the other people I'm talking about on any reality show.
But
that's what I'm saying. Like, on any reality
Brett was a big part of the season, but we spoke. I could see if Brett didn't show up at all, and then it was like, okay, we have to discuss it. But he showed up. They did their segment. He talked about his relationship. He talked about Olivia. He talked about how he felt. We got all of that. Olivia got to say how she felt about him, how she felt about the relationship. We got all of that. So I don't think it was appropriate for them to try to make it seem like, okay, but now let's just
forgetting that. But you guys are also forgetting that in addition to them being married to a stranger spouse, they are also doing this with a group, and they film and they create these group dynamics. So Brett being a part of the group is a part of the show.
It was. I didn't like it.
It was messy. I
think we could have did without it. It was messy as hell.
It was messy.
But Franny, you know what it is? It was just them assassinating his character and talking reckless about it. That's really what it was. I didn't like it. It was the same. It was no different than how they did Brandon.
Well, he wasn't there. So, and the thing with Brandon, it wasn't Brandon's choice not to be there. I didn't really watch the show.
That.
So I didn't.
Yeah, that's true.
I know that. It wasn't Brandon's choice.
Right.
But it was Brett's choice. And I respect it. But I would not have shown up. But I'm not going to get mad.
This is my thing. They should not have talked about it because he's not in a marriage with them. They spoke to the person that's important, Olivia. That's who's important, Olivia. That's who he dealt with. Okay. None of them other people are important. That was the only purpose
of the show. Then why did they show us? Oh, these guys are meeting up together. This person and this. If that didn't mean anything, then why did they show us these segments? We should just see Brett and Olivia by themselves, not even interacting with any of the other couples. That's not what the show is. So that's why they did what they did. Yes, it was messy, and yes, they got a show to produce. And I agree with him not showing up because they don't mess with him. He don't mess with them. But I'm not gonna get mad at talking about me.
But Franny, with that situation, even how they worded the question,
was it necessary? Nah.
Even the way they worded the question about what you thought about Brett and this, that, and the third, it wasn't about him and Olivia. It wasn't a specific question about him and Olivia. It was just about him. So if you're going to break down a question, talk about their marriage, and then the other couples could say something. Even though I probably wouldn't like that either, but that would be more relevant to me. But not just to assassinate his character.
Listen. If he didn't do and listen, I'm not one of those people that was like, I hate Brett. You guys know that. I wasn't on the drag.
Yeah, I know you like him.
Huh?
I say no, you told me you like him and you speak to him already.
Yeah, like I liked him. I thought he was cool, all of that, right? But my thing is, like, you can't just blame like them. Like some of these things he did, right? Some of these things he did, some of these things he said. I don't think that he's the root of the issues for, his marriage with Olivia.
Hold on. But see, this is what I had a problem with. Because even when they was talking, like they tried to say he flirted with Henry's friend. That's a lie. He flirted with the waitress playing around. He didn't
flirt with Henry's friend.
But no, he didn't. What he said was, he got good taste or something like, what happened between y'all two? He said, what happened between y'all two, insinuating them two had something going on. That's what he did. And he was drunk and not acting right, but he was insinuating that Henry and the other young lady had something going on. I believe maybe in the past they did. That's what he did. He never hit on her. Now, with the nurse, not the nurse. I keep saying the nurse. With the waitress, he winked his eye, said, call me, or something like that. That was it.
Yeah, he did.
That was it. Listen,
Listen,
I
I'm gonna keep
don't
it a buck.
dislike
If he would have, if to me, if Brett would have slept with a woman the day before, I wouldn't have cared. I don't know that chick. I'm not married. I
for
don't
the
know this
wedding or
person.
a day before being matched.
I'm saying me. I wouldn't. I'm not saying it. Listen. I'm not saying is the great thing to do. But what I have cared. No, I'm not married. I'm not with this person. You want me to be this, that, and the third to a person I never met? No, I
I'm
don't.
asking you, would you feel that way prior to the wedding or prior to being matched? Prior to being matched, it don't matter. But at the point where you're matched, you're now an engaged person, whether you know the person or not.
I get that, but what I'm trying to say is I don't think I would have held it against him or a female if they like, yo, let me get my wilding out before I go get married.
I would have.
I don't think I would have held it. Now, if only because they don't know this person. Because hey, you don't know if you're marrying an Iris or Karen.
I don't think
You know, it probably would have been good.
You don't
if
have
my,
sex. You don't have sex with nobody the day before you get married. Whether you get married that first night or not,
I
because
didn't
you
say,
are
listen,
technically engaged.
I'm not saying you should. All I'm saying is I wouldn't have held it against any of them. That's all I'm saying. Oh shoot.
Well, I hope you don't never have a bachelor party and you think it's okay to be out here trying to.
No, well, I'm not going on no show. Listen, don't worry about what me and Blue do. That's first and foremost.
Whatever.
Okay, let's get that straight. Don't worry about what we do. But no, I wouldn't go on a show like this and I would know the person I'm marrying. So that's a different standard. I'm going off of not knowing the person and just meeting a stranger. It's a little different.
People do that at bachelor parties. What bachelor parties y'all been at?
Do what? People,
I guess be letting out they
I mean,
they
some people do give hall passes. Some people give hall passes. I wouldn't give a hall pass.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't either. But I do know people do that. Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, ain't nobody in my cookie jar.
But yeah, so I just wanted
to pop up real quick at the bachelor party.
I know you got a lot of comments to get through, so I'm going. You want me to stay on for mine?
Yeah, because I was going to jump off and you could read yours.
Yeah, I can read yours while you
know she got a Bible.
Mine wasn't that long actually this time.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't that long. All right, let's go. So you said no
right, I'm leaving.
No. Oh, okay, bye. All right. So no super duper long post for me, just regular long, just regular long. Okay, so Woody and Amani are cute, but they didn't get my tears. LOL. Congrats to them. Great match. You didn't cry, Franny.
I did not.
How could you have not?
I don't get moved by stuff like that.
Oh,
I do get moved by stuff like that, but I knew from the beginning that this was gonna be it. So like, it wasn't like I understand why everybody else was like, oh my gosh, this is so sweet. But for me, I was just like, all right, like, oh, that's so beautiful. Like, I just thought it was beautiful, but I didn't feel.
I didn't feel that with Amelia and Bennett because I knew that.
I knew that.
I don't know if it was the words. I don't know if it was because he teared up that my natural instinct said tear up too. Like I was sitting there like.
And another thing is like for me, I felt like he was already smitten from the beginning, like from day one. So I was already mentally prepared for something like this to happen. So it didn't really see anything. I was see the tears beautiful. Like that's great. Like, but I didn't know. I didn't cry.
Oh, well, half of us cried. Majority of us cried.
Not no tears.
I don't know if it's because Woody cried. Like like you heard it in his voice and you saw it. And I think for women, when you see a man get emotional about love, I think that's what hit us all because it was like I've seen. Even on my wedding day, my husband barely looked me in the eyes. It was like, can we just get this over with already? Like, I think a lot of us are so not used to those, emotions, those words, those tears, especially coming from a man in a moment of pure happiness, that I don't know, maybe that just triggered.
I agree. It was beautiful. I loved it. I thought it was great, but no, I did not cry.
Okay, so
you're not that girl. I'm not. Certain things make me cry, which is weird. Like things trigger me to cry, but for the most part, like I'm just, oh, that's beautiful. Congrats.
Yeah, but I can't say that because I cry all the time. I'm crying.
That's probably why.
Yeah, see, that might be it. I be crying when I'm happy and cry when I'm sad. I'm the crier. Okay, so you said Amelia and Bennett. That's jailhouse tattoo. I think the tattoo do look kind of fake. You don't think so?
It looked like a jailhouse tattoo. Somebody made that with a pen.
What's that thing called? He said it was a it was some type of tattoo. It wasn't a regular tattoo. It was like a stick tattoo. He said it's a stick tattoo or something.
Child, it was raggedy. And New Orleans is known for like great tattoos, so I'm just really annoyed.
It was raggedy.
It was raggedy. Come on. Come on. And he's like, that art.
Kelsey. Like, hey, Tiffy. Tiffy come right in the chat talking about Henry lying. Get out of here, Tiffy.
Tiffy, did you even say good evening?
Happy Sunday, nothing. Henry lying. Henry lying.
No, Henry lying.
She like simply came in the video saying, I'm just coming to say I was right. I told you so. I told you so. I said it in the video. I said it in the video.
But yeah, so the jailhouse tattoo was a fail, but I appreciate the gesture.
Kelsey, hold on. Let me get through Franny comment and then I'm gonna let you in, okay?
You can let her come in.
Are you all right? I'm gonna let you in now.
Hey, Kelsey.
Hey y'all, I was trying to make it home, but I said let me just pull over right quick. But finish your comment, Franny. I don't want to interrupt you.
Hold on, I think is that my computer?
For what?
Lagging.
Maybe because I seem fine. You fine?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, it must be you. It must be you, Franny.
Okay, I'm good now.
Okay. So then you said that Amelia and you said, come on, Nola is known for great tattoos. Congrats to them much. So great match. So you said Miles and Cameron, plot twist. I knew they did. I knew that they would stay together, and I hope that they make each other happy based on their IGs. Looks like things are on the up and up.
Based on the social media, based on like I'm seeing stuff like she's sitting in between his legs in certain Insta stories.
Yeah,
they're much more comfortable.
Now they look more comfortable, but I don't know. I didn't want him to say yes on decision day, and that's a fact.
I wanted him to get his own Bachelor style show. That's what I wanted. I wanted him to have his own Bachelor style show on Lifetime. That's what I wanted for him.
That would have been dope.
It would have been fun. But you know, he want Karen, and she said she want him, and I think that in addition to you know, whatever breakthrough she said she needed, right, and the army of women that are in the DMs and are talking about. She's like, hold on. Like, even if for a slight second, if she's like, I don't really want him, but you know what? I don't want nobody else to have him. So I'm going to try to make this work. And then if it transitioned to something after that, cool. And the thing is, I think I like that he's feeling himself too. I'm into that. I'm very into him feeling himself because
it makes you want him more.
Yeah, I was just like, he's just so great. Like, he's feeling himself. And so I was just like, you know what? He's feeling himself. And I think that she likes that too, because that's probably what she's used to with like toxic men. Like, they're the prize, and like, you get with it, or you know, or head out. I love the Kelsey. I said it on Millennium and Mom's channel yesterday when they did their live. My favorite line was when she was like, oh, everybody in them DMs, you know, what you got to say, Miles? And he was like, they call me Mr. Young and Ready, right? I was like,
Mm-hmm.
talk your talk, Miles. Period.
I was here for that. I was definitely here for that. I wasn't surprised that they stayed together. But I will be surprised that they make it past 5 years.
I'll be surprised.
I won't be surprised. I mean, I've seen people stay together with less chemistry.
I mean,
Well, look,
maybe they'll be the new Jamie and Doug. Maybe eventually she'll like Jamie's problem was she thought he was so ugly, and then she got to know him, and then she just he was cute all of a sudden. So maybe that's what Karen has to do with Mom. Maybe she the type of I don't like you before I like you.
Well, Karen also said on what is it, Unfiltered? She said, I don't care if y'all send me the finest man.
yep.
If I don't feel what I need to feel, it's not going to happen.
She said that
Yeah,
decision day.
But she said that
yeah.
in Unfiltered too. She was like, I don't care who y'all send me. Y'all can send me the finest man on the planet.
Yep.
If it don't feel right to me, then I'm not going to do anything. So, I mean, I get it. I mean, she's consistent, I guess. Toxic or not, she's consistent. So,
That's true.
Yeah, you got to give it to her for that. I mean, for me, I just feel like for him, she was such a prize, and for her, I think she finally saw how good of a person he was, and she said that once he like told her what he needed, but I think he was telling her from the beginning, she just wasn't listening.
right. I agree with that.
And then
I
maybe once she finally got out of her own way, she heard him.
I think it was when he said, I may not say yes.
Yeah, like she the type that I don't quite got this in the bag like I thought I did.
She put
Uh-huh.
it
And
up her hand and she didn't have it and she felt the way about it.
yeah, and then too, I think also like when they were getting ready to like separate, and she just kept saying, their decision, it doesn't have to be our decision. And basically, when he was like, "Take care of yourself," that to me, that was kind of like, "Oh, it's giving her the brush off." Like, "Yo, take care of yourself because come tomorrow, I'm gonna let you know I want you."
Oh,
So,
we live. We live.
So that's my husband and my daughter. I'm kicking them out.
Oh, hey.
hey,
We live to troll.
They trolling me. Y'all gotta go.
You let us in. You let us in there.
Yeah, we like
You let us in there.
you let us in.
You let us in.
Look, tell your mom, baby, she let y'all in there.
And then you kicked them out.
Because I'm saying like, who is hey hey? So I click on it and it's the this keep going y'all because they funny.
Don't do your baby like that. You know that's our girl.
Yeah.
Hey, Tiffy.
Hey,
Uh-oh.
Tiffany.
Tiffy on the rampage.
Let's hear it, y'all.
No, I came to say one thing and one thing only for now. We're going to get on Henry later. About Karen and Miles.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
He's ready for that drag. But for Karen and Miles, I think that a lot of people are seeing that, she kept her standards. And she's kind of traditional in that way, but what she wasn't like brushing him off. She wanted to make sure that he was a good guy, because what happens a lot of times is that you only see this happy-go-lucky guy, and then if you never get the chance to like spill coffee on his shoes or at least see how he is angry or whatever, you might get surprised later, and he might end up being a woman beater. I'm not saying Miles is, but I'm saying like guys in general, you just got to check that they have all their emotions are present, and that y'all can work through conflict. That's what she was
I
doing.
can
That's
agree.
all she was doing.
I can agree with that.
I can agree too, but I feel like it's just like she was trying to force him to be mad for no reason. That's the problem that I didn't understand. Like, why did she want him to just be mad? Like, why? What's wrong with him actually just being happy at this moment?
I think what she was kind of doing, from my perspective, is like, okay, like she even said on Unfiltered too, like, there's no way that this guy is not frustrated. So, like, why is he not communicating that to her? Like, he's just like, oh, everything's good. And it's like, yo, there's no way.
You
So she
lying.
just wanted him to be real.
So she was frustrating him on purpose so he could get mad. That's what I'm saying. She was like, it was like she was playing mind games, right, Alyssa? And just questioning his masculinity all at the same time.
Okay.
To me, it was kind of like the little, like how the Amani thing with her saying, "I want a divorce," and you got the hoes in your DMs. It's like,
Right.
I want to see what you gonna do. I want to see if you gonna flash out like what he said, or you gonna just keep it cool under pressure. Because what happens when we really get into it? I don't
Right.
know you long enough to know whether or not you might just bat my eye real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And so let me get you mad while I got at least some form of security in that if I don't want to be here, I can get up out of here. They can get me up out of here. Whereas if it's you and me, just us two, the most I can do is call the police.
But guys, come on, that sounds crazy.
I agree. I do think it sounds crazy, but to her that works for her. That and luckily she got a dude and Amani as well. That they just kind of like brush over that. You know what I'm saying? Like, some women have to test you to determine if they like you. Whereas some women, like myself, if I like you, I like you. If I don't, I don't. Like, there ain't much you can do to change my mind. So
Right.
off of those, for me, those first 3 weeks would have been enough for me to decide whether or not I want to be with you, because realistically, it takes 60 days to change a pattern. You spend the other 30, building upon that pattern. So, like they said, that quarantine saved them, because had it just been the original 8 weeks, he would have gone about his business. And they
Mm-hmm.
would have never known what it could have been, because she took so long to get out of her shell. And I didn't think it was wrong that she wasn't having sex with this man, but I'm not finna sleep in the same bed with you, because I feel like that's being low down. Like, I'm
But
gonna sit
listen,
here and
Kelsey, I think that the idea, like, okay, right? So, like with Karen, right? Like, we're like, she's being slow, she's being cautious. Like, that's cool, like, that's good. Like, you want to protect yourself, right? Your body, protect your heart, protect all of that, right? You knew on the honeymoon that this man suffers from clinical depression. Why play those games with him if you don't know what a trigger is for him? That's whack.
that's what I said about, like, to me, she should have opened her mouth and literally asked him verbatim, what are things that trigger your depression that you know of? Now, what you discovered, that's a whole other situation. But what do you know, concrete fact? This is what puts you into a depression. And and like she even said, well, I'm working so much and I see he's kind of sliding. As a wife, your job is to say, yo, I see you slipping. What can we do? It don't matter if you work 80 hours a week. That's still your job as well. You're not gonna say,
Right.
well, what happens when you become a mom? Like, Chloe, for yourself, as hard as you work, if your daughter is slipping, you're not gonna say, well, I gotta work this week. She's gonna have to get in line. I get to her next week. You're not gonna do that,
Right.
because you're her
Right.
mom, and it's your responsibility to make sure she's straight. Just like with Kent, it's her responsibility to make sure he's straight. Just like
But
it's
also,
his responsibility. Go ahead, Tiffy.
yeah, but also I feel like there's one, we didn't get to see a lot of what happened during quarantine. I'm sure they had those
I
conversations.
agree.
To production had it out from her off rip when they sent her that little text trying to have her be be the couple that didn't
And
work
that's what and
together.
that's what that's what I told my friend that's friends with Amani. I said I agree with what Amani said to her about Karen got a bad edit, because there ain't no way somebody could accidentally send the wrong number. That was on purpose. They were gonna
Oh,
see, and to be
that. We
honest,
know production. We know
yeah,
that. And then Tiffany, hold on, Tiffany. I am a married woman.
I was
I'm
saying,
around
Miss
for
Franny, I thought you had a
15
man. You better
years.
stop playing.
I've been married for 15 years. I'm just Miles because he's a good guy and he's someone who women, if like I'm obvious, I've never dated, so I have no idea. But like, if I were out there dating, like that's the kind of guy you want to be with. So that's why it's just
Mm,
frustrating for everybody to watch Karen just do this and
I'll
act this way.
pass.
yeah, but I believe in giving people a little grace. I
Mm,
think that we didn't get to see everything because of the quarantine, but also because the producers. To me, I feel like, and this may be wrong, but this is just my personal opinion. I feel like every season, they have their two token black couples or whatever. I feel
mm.
like they have the good black couple, and then they have the bad black couple, and I feel like Karen and Miles were the bad one, but they couldn't throw dirt on Miles because he just was there was no dirt to throw. But Karen, they could use her standoffishness. Now, do I think this process was meant for somebody like Karen? No, because she
No,
moved too slow. Because she moved too slow. But Miles was someone that this process was meant for because he's so patient. I think that, had they been dating in the real world, she probably would have passed on him because, he just wasn't her type. But for me, like can't I in the past I liked him a little toxic. So, I once I got better, I learned, just a little bit, when you know better, you do better.
Toxic.
Just a little bit, just a little smidge, because I'm like Woody, I'm a Scorpio too, so I'll flash her. I mean, so I need somebody that can like get in my face and rah rah with me, because if I can't rah rah with you, I'll be done walked over you. So I feel like Miles,
Uh-huh.
he had enough masculinity in that he was confident in who he was, and that helped him and Karen along. Now, where it goes from here, I don't know. But then someone said that are they really making it like man and wife? I would imagine by now. I mean,
yeah.
they getting it in, but
Pump,
also
pump and
I
get out
don't
their
think.
business.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it ain't our business at this point. And I feel like if they aren't, I mean, they only been married 6 months. It's not that big of a deal. Like it'll come now. If it's a year in and it's the one on, I would start revisiting that. But like let people take their time. You don't know what's been happening to Karen in her life. You don't know if she was touched as a child. That's what makes her so standoffish. You don't know what happened to this girl. So all you know is what they show us for like 35 minutes.
I do feel like the whole I agree with what you're saying as far as like her not being the right candidate, because in the real world at the 6 month mark you're living with somebody and you're in the same bed and all of that and nothing is happening. That's how you get situations like her previous one where he had a whole child on her. That kind of stuff happens.
I
There's
Yeah,
don't
no
know.
and
no touch, no kissing, no hugging, no hand
We,
holding, no
they
nothing.
they touching now and all that, but I think that we also got to keep in mind that Karen is a Christian, so she's not just going about busting it open like a can of
She's
beans
married.
or biscuits.
She's
She
married.
she's married, but she's
but
still only been with this guy for 6 months. So it
yeah,
might take.
and then
I'm not saying that they haven't, but I'm just saying it might take her a little longer.
yeah, and then too, you also got to think about she's real cognizant of what her dad thinks and feels. Like for me, my dad's a deacon, so he don't go for all that. He'd be like, girls wear skirts down to their ankles and your top goes to your neck and that kind of stuff. And so for me, like I've never like brought a boyfriend to the house. I've never none of that because my dad always told me when I meet him, there better be a wedding within the future. So I ain't got that far yet. So like with Karen, she's older. I have older dad. So sometimes when you have that Southern Christian upbringing, you're just really cognizant of like what are the people in the church gonna say. I don't want to embarrass my family because what my family doesn't see as a big deal. Sister Shirley at the church, she gonna be with the usher bird talking about, I'm, hot, I'm a heathen, I'm hot in this tail and all this other kind of
Listen,
stuff.
listen, my dad was born in 1943, right? So, and my dad's family's from the South. Like, I get all of that. I did not have friends in my neighborhood. I only went to school and church. I went to church 4 times a week. Like, I get that. I get that. And my mom's side, everyone's very old school Caribbean, like
I
very,
was in church too.
very religious, right? But what
Hmm.
but the thing for me is I'm not saying Karen should have been doing this and get a man on the first night. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying that she didn't come off very nice to him. And he
Okay, just
he
like
Yes.
Amani said,
wasn't giving it to him.
it's just like Amani said. Amani said that she didn't want to go there and have sex yet, right? So she said, but she knew that physical intimacy and physical touch was important. So that's why she would initiate the shower. Or that's her, her idea of, physical touch. So I think Karen was still standoffish just to give the man a hug and a kiss. So it was just like
But
it wasn't. I mean,
again,
you're married. You're on TV. You went on a show called Married at First Sight. The people watching know that they expect you to hug and kiss your husband. Like who don't hug and kiss their husband?
it's kind
My
of like a
parents
difference in
never showed
personality.
affection. yeah, it's like what it's a difference of personality. Like my dad's way more affectionate than my mom. Like I've probably in my 27 years on this earth seen my mother kiss my father maybe 3 times, and that's being generous. Like my dad is more affectionate than my mom. Like my mom, I can probably count on my hand how many times she's told me she loves me first, but I know my mother loves me. Like there's no question about that. And so I think Ken grew up with that type of, love being shown. Because the older generation, they're one or two ways. Either they're non-affectionate or they're, the smushy, lovey older couple type. And I feel like her parents were the latter. Like they just were very love you too. Like real straight and narrow, and so that's what she grew up knowing, and so that's how she reciprocates love to someone. I
Right.
just I don't feel like we should. I feel like we should give her grace on that, but I also feel like Miles should have opened his mouth and been like X, Y, Z, one, two,
Period.
three. If you
Period.
can't do these 6 things, I'm out. Like how Woody opened up and said to Amani from day one, like, listen, if you do this, I'm gonna flash out. So you have been warned.
Right. He was
So
being too
you can't,
nice.
yeah, you can't say you didn't know, and that's my thing too. And like I would have straight up told Karen, like, listen, I understand you got all this going on, but to keep things separate, I'm gonna sleep in the guest room. But to me, she also did. She waited to the last day to
The
tell what
wife
a man
said
was.
the
Yes.
wife
I
said
was thinking
Karen
about
didn't want to get too close to Mouse to take pictures. Wait. Where it go? Karen didn't want to get too close to Mouse to take wedding photos. That's just too much.
well, I think
Yeah,
she's
now
reserved.
to me that's dumb. Like it's a picture. Like get close. It's a picture. Like it's not that big of a deal. Like if you're gonna take a picture, like it like to me, I understand you're uncomfortable, but at the same time, it's just a picture. Like if we're all taking a picture together, I'm gonna stand right next to Franny. Like I'm not weirded out by that. Now, like you don't.
Hold up. Marvita, what? Did y'all just read
Marvina
Marvita?
is like this is crazy.
What
Wait,
happened?
Marvita lived a long, full life, okay? So she said that she had a friend and they was either her husband was either effing or fighting. She said she came to work with her legs swollen and bruised up. She hit him with a trash can and he hit her with a car. What?
What? I'm on the stream yard on my phone, so I can't see the comments. Y'all, they
He should have been
bugging.
talking about his shoes.
With a car? I don't get not that. That's not the little bit of toxic I was talking about. That's
Was her co-worker Christina's husband that she was going with? That man was it the
Oh,
man Christina
stop
was
it.
going with?
Stop it, Kelsey.
You
that's
know,
too much. That's too much.
listen, that's what him and today was doing toxic things to each other.
Well, I guess like Tiffy said, she just wanted to make sure he wasn't that type of angry. Cause
Right. She
that's
was trying to
angry.
see. Her leg was gonna be swollen.
At that point, somebody got to move. At that point, somebody got to move because y'all getting into jail time territory now. Because
Okay.
y'all gonna go too far and somebody gonna die or get seriously hurt.
Yeah,
Let
Right.
you
me
know
take
Because
some
all
people
that.
into that stuff. You know some people into that type of stuff. Just saying.
Look,
huh?
yeah, some people say if a man don't hit me 5 times a week, he don't love me.
Oh no. See, they need therapy. They don't need to be in relationships. They need therapy first and foremost. Those are the kind of people who found their wholeness in their partner instead of finding the wholeness in their self first. I mean,
You
that's the
better
big
Amen.
preach
issue.
it. You
Amen.
better preach it.
Yeah, that's the
That
truth.
look on this good Sunday.
Amen.
Yeah,
That's the truth.
like I mean it's tough out here. No, but can we talk about the Henry brought all the Latino flavor that he had in his bloodline out on that couch though. He was like
Hey.
look he was like let me cut you off right here. um you lied, you was with a man, like I mean it was like he went 1 2 3 4. No, like, he was holding that for it like you did, like he meant he was gonna finish the season and he meant he was gonna tell her by herself on that couch. And she said, I just want this to be over. I just want this to be over. Like I just want to forget this girl. You've been in Mexico getting plastic surgery. Let's be real. And that boyfriend you got that's casual. That's that same man you've been messing with all this time.
Oh,
What
oh,
Kelsey
Uh-uh.
give us the eye?
So what? Tell me his son like that.
Look, brother, he travels a lot. It's a pandemic. Who the hell traveling? It's a
That baby
pandemic. Where they
mama.
going?
You
Where they
gotta let
going?
me come back because she ain't having that.
She would have made. Listen, I got one thing to say. Henry a waste man. You know what? I've been waiting to. I've been telling y'all this the whole time. Henry, forget about Henry's sexuality, all that. He does not respect women. He can be whatever he wants, but he did not respect her one bit. He was just like, there's one point where you can say what you want to say, but he was just being so disrespectful, and you can tell,
He was
like
being
the
he was
females
being a
around him were
Mitch.
so uncomfortable. Even Amelia was like so uncomfortable. Like she started getting emotional too. Like, why is he doing this? It's like you could have, if you felt that you hated her this much, you don't have to attack her on the couch. You could have left
Henry said what
the
he
relationship.
said. Henry said what he said. Henry said what he said.
Henry is for the street.
I already told y'all I don't think he went too
Christina is
far.
for the streets.
I don't think he went too far, but I do think the manner in which he did it was very Mitch behavior because he had all this time to call her out.
Yeah.
Like, but
He said
I
what
but
he
I also
said.
but I also feel like this though. She got what she deserved. Because you don't sit up there and lie on somebody. And then and it's like Cliff said on the Million Miles live about not snitching. I agree with 100% not. I ain't gonna tell you who told me, but you could have changed the person's phone number in your phone, changed the name so they couldn't have saw who it was, or you could have screenshotted it, blacked the number out, and then sent it to him. You didn't have to say, well, this is what it was. I'm not gonna bother to show you. No, you need to come with your receipts. Women don't delete nothing. I'm
But
sorry. And you had
if it's the man that he's supposed to be sleeping with, what source is there to protect if he's sleeping with him?
I
and that's and
understand
that's and
that.
that's what I'm saying. If it was a random number, why you gotta protect? And if it's your friend, I maybe we got different friends, but I'm gonna say it like this: if I'm out somewhere and I see Chloe's husband doing something he ain't got no business, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna say, "Excuse me, your wife wants to talk to you," and hand him my phone.
Hello.
Because that's the kind of friend I am. I'm not gonna sneak and slip and slide. Now y'all get back together, we probably can't be friends no more. But that's the risk I'm willing to take. I feel like Henry had all this time and he got all these female friends. Like he does exhibit Mitch type behavior, but I think she got what she deserved.
I
I
don't
don't
think
I don't I
so.
don't
I
I
think
don't
that
I
this
don't
man,
think that he
the patience that Henry got,
Maybe.
like I couldn't do it. He had a lot of, and Christina had a lot of patience too, right?
yes
I
he did.
that, but Henry had to have patience too to deal with that. Imagine dealing
But
with
no,
someone she's on
but what
medication,
but what got me what got me though is Henry knew about this married man at the wedding. So you should let her go then. And she kept telling lie after lie after
Yeah.
lie. And so sis got history on a personality disorder because she just keeps lying. And for me, I feel like Christina shouldn't have been on this show, but I think Christina was homeless. A, she needed some money. B, and C, she wanted to be on TV. And I think D, Henry did this because he knew he wasn't gonna find no wife no other kind of way because he's too shut off. But see, Henry needs a Nafonda that's gonna keep him in line, that's gonna bring him along. She was supposed to take that alpha female personality and bring him out of his shell. She wasn't supposed to take it and dominate and demean him.
I felt like Henry handled himself, and I felt like for him it was survival. The way that he
I do
handled
too.
himself, he needed the viewers to know what was really going on. And in all honesty,
Yeah,
if you watch certain clips, he'll say something, but you can see himself stopping what he's about to say. And I think he was protecting her a little bit, like then, like
yeah. He was trying to be respectful. It wasn't so much the stuttering. It was him trying to protect her and not look like an a-hole by telling her off.
No, I
So
don't think so. I think, you know what I think?
Like,
I think two things. I think one, this was very clearly either the work of production or the work of, I think it was production. You're going to have a random text message at the beginning and a random text message at the end. Get a new trick. We can throw hands with production if I see him. Second, I think that it was
mhm.
very horrible and I was just disgusted at how Miles and Woody acted too. I agree with Mookie. Like they should have stepped up and been like, "All right, cool off. Like you are still talking to a female. Like watch who you're talking to," because he ain't said nothing all season. He's gonna start disrespecting a female. All right, so I was like, Miles, I thought you was upstanding. Why aren't you standing up for a female being disrespected? Woody, I thought you was upstanding. I know you keen, you having
No,
fun sipping your
I
tea,
don't
but
think
no,
he disrespected her. I think he just laid it flat out what he thought and what he felt. He didn't like get all in her face. He didn't like, stand up and get rowdy. He spoke,
he didn't.
but
He didn't. He didn't
he
yell.
just, he just dragged her and she couldn't
He
handle
was
it. But
nasty.
he did it in a female-ish way with his
That's
words
what
instead of
That's what I didn't
rock.
like. Was the mitchiness behind it. I didn't like how it had that feminine undertone
He did
to
it like
it.
he was on the Housewives of Atlanta.
Yeah, like he was Nene and she was Portia.
How do
Like
you want
she,
him to do this then?
I would have
I
preferred
liked it.
him to do.
I was here for the drag
To
completely
to
because I
me
think
to
it was
me
appropriate.
If she would have went on there, and said, "Listen, you, you're gay or you're bisexual," if she would have just went off on him, that would have been okay.
I can't hear
He
you. Say
didn't
no.
that
say anything.
Because that's
All he said was that he heard
because that's
he
the
was
info.
in a
Because hold
relationship
on,
with a
because what
married
I'm
man.
saying is that's remember he got information, so she said she got information. So she would have went on and say, "Listen, I don't care what you say, you're gay, you're bisexual," and she would have went hard. What would y'all have said?
I would have said, how did she know that?
She got the information like he did. What you mean?
But Cliff,
A,
the main
She
a
got it
text don't
second
prove
hand like he
nothing.
got it second hand.
Cliff, you
Oh,
missing
now
the
it don't
whole
prove nothing.
thing.
I got
You
you.
missing the
Kidding me.
whole thing. He said he is not gay. This is not true. That is not
he
accurate.
never said
Not
he didn't
gay.
sleep with men
He
though.
did
He
not
never
say
said that.
he did say that.
No, he never said he ain't never slept with a man though. He never
He
did.
said
I was
he's
waiting. I
not
was
gay.
taking notes.
Listen, Tiffy.
No,
You know how
what
I feel
Tiffy is
about
trying.
that. I don't
Listen,
like the fact that we've been questioning it after this man has said he is not. I don't agree with that. I don't like it. Right? So he said he's not, and that's it. Right? She didn't say I was not
gay
sleeping
and
with a
bisexual are
married
two
man.
different
She
things,
didn't
my
say
friend.
that. Huh?
I said what she's trying to say is gay and bisexual is two different things. I don't know if
He
he's
said
either.
that
I'm not putting that
he's
on.
not into men. That's what he said when he talked to us on
Okay,
the camera.
maybe.
He said I am not
But
into men.
what I'm saying is, but my whole point is she got that information because he's using information he got, right? So she got that
Yeah,
information. So if she would have went and said, "Listen, yo, I believe you're gay. I believe you're bisexual." That would have been cool. That's all I'm asking
I'm
because
saying
that's the
that's her,
information she
but
got.
that's her experience. That's her experience. But he had already came on and said that he is not. She did not say
She,
I did
so
not mess
what?
with a married man.
Have you been to Atlanta? How many dudes said they not? What do you mean? What does that mean?
I don't think that's fair, Cliff, because if someone accused you of being gay, I don't even want to know how you would
I
react.
would not, Granny. Listen to what I'm saying. I understand that. I'm not saying he is, but you just said about his experience and this, that, and the third. I'm going off of her experience, what was told to her. So if she was like, listen, I got this information, plus he acts feminine, he don't touch me. Yeah, I believe he gay. Plus I got this text.
Then she
Would
should have
that
just said that.
have
But
been
that's not
okay?
what she
That's all I'm
said.
asking.
But at the
Then
same
she should have
time,
just said
That's
that.
not what
But
I'm
we have to
asking you.
remember
I'm
one.
asking you would it been okay? Because y'all telling me that it was okay for him to bring up her past relationship when it had nothing to do with their marriage.
I'm saying that
Exactly.
would have been okay if that was her experience. She's with him nonstop. We aren't. But this man has told us that he is not into men. She did not say did not mess with a married man. I'm going based on
Well,
what they tell us. But I'm just
well,
if he's bisexual or she thinks he is based on
Okay,
I
everything
mean,
she's seen.
okay. She
Let
also said
wait,
she
let
didn't.
wait,
She
wait,
also said she didn't hold it over his
let
head.
Tiffy talk. Let Tiffy
wait,
talk,
So why you
y'all.
yeah,
not?
I
Why
think
you not? If we going by their words, she said she didn't
Cliff,
hold it over his head. She said
let
it one
Tiffy
exactly.
talk.
time.
I
Hold
think
on.
I'm with Cliff in this, in that two things. One, I can go back and watch it. What he did say is that he's not gay, and that's fine. His sexuality is his sexuality, and just like Christina said, she was not going to out him. She was not going to put anything about it on camera. Henry made it a spectacle by saying it on camera, telling Woody and all this other stuff. Christina didn't tell Jack nothing to nobody.
I
Second, he
think she
said
did that because she didn't want to
He
hold
needs
it
to
because she
protect
wanted to use
himself.
it. She wanted to use
Protect
it.
himself.
Okay, perhaps,
I
but
think I think
Henry also said that he gets mistaken for gay a lot. So why didn't he bring that up at the reunion? He was trying to play the victim all the time. He needs to cool it. Like it's like either you set this up yourself or there's like not. How can somebody hold something over your head? Either he knew that it was going to be set up so he can get a clear and easy out. Something's fishy here because it's not adding up.
No, I think she thought she had leverage, but he had already put it out there. So what she thought she was doing wasn't working.
I agree with
yeah,
that.
I think yeah, my thought on it is I think she held it because she wanted to blackmail him with it on the off chance that he was gay or he had slept with the man in the past. I think that she wanted to use it as blackmail, but he went on ahead and brought it to light. It's like when somebody try to say something about you, but you go ahead and bring it to the front street so nobody can embarrass you with it later. I think that was the case, but I think the way that Christina was rude to production, she was rude to Henry, she got in Brett and Olivia's business. Like she just was real messy from Jump Street. And then the lie. And my thing is, if you know you got some lies and some
And Amani
skeletons,
did the same thing.
why you over here rattling everybody else's cage and seeing what falls out? Like you need to tend to you and yours. Like I don't think she ever had any intentions of being with Henry. I think she just wanted to be on TV, have a free place to stay, and a little change. Because never once again did we ever hear her say anything about her job. So I understand furlough because nobody was really flying and all this other kind of stuff. But to me, they both was wrong. She was wrong for how she acted throughout the season. He was wrong for that Mitchie behavior. I just think that they both were playing tit for tat, just like Brett and Olivia. And the only reason Henry gets kind of a pass is because of how she acted, which is the same reason Olivia gets a pass is because of how Brett acted.
Listen,
Olivia,
if I'm
Olivia
the one
don't
that's
get
being
Olivia
wrong,
don't. Go ahead.
I'm listen, if I'm being wrong and you put it and you got this information over my head that you think you're gonna use, right? I'm coming for
Hmm.
everybody. Everybody's gonna get it. Like he has to
I,
defend
I,
himself. She was
that's
banking
what
on
I'm
the
saying.
fact that she was banking on the fact that he is non-confrontational. She was banking on that, and that's not
That's
how it
what I'm.
went.
No,
That's and
no, that's what
that
y'all
was my point, Brittany.
assume.
Yeah.
That's what y'all assume.
I,
She didn't. She didn't. I don't believe she held it over his head. I really don't.
I
Yes,
do.
she brought
I
it
do.
to him. She brought it. She brought it to him. Okay, cool. She brought it to him out of anger. I know that. But held it over his head. If somebody is holding something over your head, you are not acting cool with them and like everything is okay. And that's what
I
he
think
did.
I think
Until
Henry
he was
did
in
that for
front.
that
Hold on one
check.
second, Kelsey. Until he was in front of people, huh? Then where
I
his
think he
moral
did it for the
compass?
check. I feel like it was
So
for the
so
check.
what? So what's up with his morals?
Listen, at this point, if I'd have been through all this, the last thing I'm gonna do is walk away from some money. I'm gonna get paid for my pain and suffering.
Sweetie,
If I got to sit here and
Kelsey,
go through this, I'm
Kelsey,
gonna get paid.
Kelsey. They get they like this that narrative need to be wiped out. They passed the 8 weeks. They surpassed everybody in Married at First Sight history for being together. So don't say like he had to get that money. He got his
You
money.
don't think
The
there was
same way
some kind
Brett,
of
the
bonus or
same.
Hey,
All I'm saying is the
you
same
don't
way
think there was
Brett
some
got
bonus
his
pay?
money, the same way Mindy got her money. Because you could leave after. Listen, there's a lady on here that's called she's a Married at First Sight person. She used to work on Married at First Sight season 9. From marriage to booty call or something, from booty call to marriage. No, from booty call to bride. Y'all could go to her channel and talk to her. After a certain, you got to do a certain amount of time on the show. Then after that, yo, whatever's owed to you is owed to you. That's all I'm saying. So like this narrative that he was staying for his money and this, no. He was staying for TV time. And
That may
if a
very well
person is
more money.
bad and it's
that may
so
very well
toxic,
be true.
I'm not
But
going to one.
but that may very well be true, but you don't. But that was season 9. This is season 11. You don't know what they got going on now. And my thing is this: there could have been some bonus pay, some incentives, anything that could have got him to stay, or it could have been, listen, she didn't put me through all this. I'm gonna stay here on the reunion. I'm gonna air her out and everything else. But at the end of the day, we're never gonna agree. Nobody's ever gonna agree. So at this point, y'all have y'all's opinion. We
My,
have ours. I don't think nobody's wrong. I just think that we have seen it different ways, and that's okay.
but my whole point is for y'all to say he was right with what he was doing. My thing is if she would have went on TV and say, "Yo, you're gay or you're bisexual," I got a text You didn't touch me. This, that, and the third. And she was throwing shots and being girls club or whatever them shows called type of persona. Y'all would have been on her neck. He was acting like a
I
straight
wouldn't have.
sucker, like a
I
straight
wouldn't.
female. Yes, y'all would have.
I wouldn't
That
have.
Yes, you would have. And
I don't disagree with what he said.
Nevertheless, if he would have did that to a black woman, oh Lord Jesus, it
No,
really would have been different.
no,
I treated the
for
same way.
me, I do too. Same thing to me. I treat it the same way. For me, if she went out of him, I would have said that ain't right. And just like I said, the way he went about what he said wasn't right either. To me, if he was gonna out her, he should have done it way back then, or he should have done it when it was just the two of them and Kevin Frazier. Don't wait till the whole group get together and then say something. But my thing is, nobody seemed surprised when he was airing that out, which lets me know he probably didn't told Woody and all of them. And when Woody then went back and told Miles and Amani and Karen, everybody then set up here and talked about this girl behind her back, and then want to be
Yes. He's
kicking
a
in her
chatty
face.
patty. We know that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And
Just
that's
like he
another
just,
like, hold on, and that's another thing. Like y'all said, like I don't remember who said it. I don't know if it was Franny or Chloe. At one point in time, everybody was saying, well, he know how to talk when he around the guys, but when he's around her, it's different.
I said that.
One thing I know, that was you. Okay, it's different when you hanging out with guys compared to a woman.
Very
So like
different.
all of that, like he's so lively and this, that, and the third, doesn't mean like he's like that with other women either.
I mean, believe
It's
me,
just
Like
God, he
don't
her.
make it
never
seem like
walked up
it's
to a
just
woman
her.
in a bar. He said he never walked up to a woman. Anyhow, let
Oh,
me
I
not get
forgot
into
about
that.
that. Yeah,
But yeah,
Yeah,
so what I'm
he's
saying,
very
I
Wait,
he's
forgot
very
about
look,
socially
look.
awkward.
Hey, you guys. So, 7 o'clock, I gotta wrap this up. So y'all want to go back into the comments, or y'all want to just continue discussing the
Go
overall
back and
show as a whole?
now read people
We
read people comments that want to be fair.
the overall show. I'm cool
bro,
with that.
You guys let me know in the chat what y'all want to do, because I only got to 7 o'clock. That's
You
why I
still
came
got
on at
comments?
like almost
You
five.
still got comments to
Huh?
read? You
Oh
still got
yeah,
comments to read?
yeah. I
All
mean,
right, so
I still
let's
got
jump out
comments.
because it wouldn't be fair.
Well,
Yeah,
So read.
I was still on my comment.
we were still on
All right,
Franny's
well,
comment.
everybody else jump out.
I'm sorry, man.
That was my
I thought y'all told you to finish, baby.
Okay, so let's get back into the comments. Okay, let me find them, y'all. I done probably exited out by now. Hold on. All right, let me go back to the comment. All right, so back to Franny's comment. So you said Brad and Olivia very uncomfortable to watch. Olivia was so angry. I need to know what was really going on. Brad is a lot, but Olivia doesn't realize that she was a nice chunk of the problem. Happy with that decision. I'm happy with that decision too.
Thank God. Thank God. We can all agree to that.
I don't know why she was so angry. Olivia really worked on my nerve, y'all. She just did. I was just like, I don't understand why she was so bitter, why she upset about him, being on Tinder. Like, he's single, he ready to mingle, and that's what he mingle at.
That was so dumb. Like, it would have been one thing if he was hanging out with her friends and like, oh, he hooked up. He tried to flirt with my friend at a bar afterward. Like, it's Tinder. Like, he can't control the algorithm. If he likes it, he likes it. That's it.
Right.
But in order for them to be a match, the other person has to like back. So why is your homegirl matching back?
Because they was trying to set him up. They were
I
trying
don't
to
know
set
how
him
these
up.
dating things work.
That's why she
I
got the
haven't dated
screenshot.
ever, so I don't know.
No, no, I
That's
haven't.
why they got.
No, I
She got the screenshots because they were trying to set him up. They was like, "Oh, let's say." That's why she got the whole messages. Oh, he's texting him. Tell me something nice because the world is so bad right now. How you think that? Because they were having conversations with him and they were screenshotting it and sending it to her, making it worse.
That's messy.
absolutely. To me, the whatever friend that is, low key, will once all this mess dies down, it's gonna be another like season with Mindy and old girl. Like you want what your homegirl has.
Uh-huh. Either that. All right. So you said Brett and Olivia very uncomfortable to watch. Olivia was angry. No, I read that. My bad.
It's okay.
So then you say, Henry and Christina, listen, Christina looked good. Okay?
She
I
did.
want that dress for myself.
I want that
Although Henry,
dress.
I liked her whole look except for the hair. I wasn't feeling the hair.
Who? Christina?
Christina's.
I think she looked good. Like that's my type of dress. Like I like the low V. Like I'm into that. Oh, she looked good. Whether she's a liar or not, I can acknowledge the fact that baby came and she looked good.
I mean, I think she looked really nice. I just wish she would. I don't know if I did. Maybe I wish she would have had curls in the hair or something. Something about the hair didn't do it for me. It's like it
Mm.
was. It wasn't even silky straight. That was a problem too. It was something about the hair I wasn't too fond of.
The
Okay,
girl hair just normally, just regularly out. Like, wasn't it just
it
out?
was like a side part, but it didn't look like she. It didn't look like the dress. I feel like she went all out
It
with the
did.
dress
It didn't
and
match.
makeup, and then she just was like, just pull my hair down.
I was just distracted by the body and everything. She was good. I was like, yes, girl.
No,
Mm-hmm.
Amani did it for me. Amani's dress, the half off the shoulder. I'm all about a good shoulder. I'm all about a
I
good
love the
shoulder.
shoulder
Mm-hmm.
And
too.
the skin,
Yes.
the skin was its own thing, okay? The cocoa butter, the melanin, all of it just popping. I was
Girl,
like,
that was
what?
coconut oil. That was coconut oil. You know that glisten. That
Baby
was either
oil
coconut.
gel. She rubbed it on.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yes.
I think that this is like the sexiest part of like a woman, like this whole like neck, shoulder. What do they call it? The décolleté? What do you
Decolletage. Decolletage in it.
I think this is beautiful. So I loved it. I thought it was beautiful.
Yeah.
All the ladies looked beautiful. I think the guys looked handsome. Like it was great. I think everyone looked great.
The only person
But what
I didn't care for Brett.
Amelia?
And that's them.
Brett
That's
and
Amelia and Benny don't count. They don't count.
no, they
Because
don't.
we didn't expect to talk about their clothes. They don't count. But I didn't like Brett.
He
I
looked. He
didn't like
looked. He
this.
looked thrown together. He looked
He
thrown
looked
together.
like
Like,
well, he did say he never wore a suit before, so
well, you can tell because it was like a sport coat with a t-shirt under it. Like it just
and his
didn't.
glasses on.
He was like, you know what? I'm here, so I won't get fined. Let me throw this jacket on over
Yes.
this.
Yes, that it was very. I don't want to get fined vibe, and then it looked like he didn't have no furniture in his house. Like
Wait, what?
it like the background was just so bare. It didn't look like he had no furniture or like I don't know
Oh
what was going
Lord,
on there.
Kelsey,
Chelsea.
you can't do it. You gotta stop right now. Stop because they're gonna leave it alone.
Let's let it go.
No, but
Leave it.
somebody said he looked like Beavis
I
and
will
Butthead.
say,
Like somebody
Woody looked nice.
somebody put the picture.
Oh my gosh.
I did not like Woody shoes.
Huh?
I did not like Woody shoes.
I was
Who
trying to figure out
knows?
what they were. They're really a brand.
Well, Brandon and
Yeah,
I did like them. I like the whole
it,
giddy up.
it's
It
very
gave
New
me
Orleans.
vibes for the suit. Like I feel like he should have had on some shoes, some nice shoes. I felt like that wasn't the right one for that suit. Like he would everything, the jewelry, he was doing it. Then it got down to the shoes, and I was like, why?
The craziest thing is he and I have the same sneakers. Not those.
The sneakers, the sneakers. Don't get me wrong. I love the shiny. I'm all for the shiny. I don't think it should have went with that suit.
But he and I
I
have
agree.
a similar pair of sneakers that would have went better with that suit.
That suit.
Yeah, he has a pair of sneakers that I think it's the same pair that I have. And they're expensive sneakers, so you can wear them with a suit.
I just
gonna wear
he
them.
probably still wore them.
Huh?
No, but I do think the hairline for Miles and Woody was crisp. Like that hairline was crisp for both
He
of them. I
uses
mean,
too
it
much
was.
Beijing. Barbara uses too much Beijing on them. He needs to use a little bit less. A little bit less. Because if he uses any more, it's gonna look like Jermaine Jackson. Like they're using too much Beijing on the hairline. is bothering me.
Now, Miles looked good in that purple suit. I didn't know how I felt about the purple suit because I was like, purple. But he looked nice. I didn't care for Woody's shoes. Now I liked the Christina shoes, the little snake print, whatever that was she had. They was bad. And those shoes was it
I
for
don't
Her
me.
remember her
outfit, I
shoes.
thought her outfit was real cute.
Her
Olivia's
outfit
dress
was
was
super.
basic.
But for her, it just looked so, like what this. It was her skin. It was the makeup. It was like. But I didn't care for Karen's decision day makeup. It didn't look right. It wasn't her
I
color. It
think
could have
it
been the
looked
light.
really. So this the thing. I think her makeup looked really nice on TV, but in the pictures, it didn't show the same way. Because when I was
Yeah,
watching it on TV, I was looking at her makeup through the hair, and I was like, "Oh, she looks so nice." But in the pictures, it didn't look as nice as it did on TV.
it
I
looked like
had
it
to
was the
curse
wrong
somebody
shade.
out. I had to curse somebody out in the Facebook group because it was this white man and he was like,
Uh-uh.
"Oh, like color ain't right." I was like, "Oh, and you felt the need to comment on this beautiful black woman's makeup because like, what's the reason?" And like, it was like a back and forth. But like, I think the lighting was just off on the. I think the lighting was off because in the actual footage, like the video, it looked fine. But
That's what I said.
sometimes
To
regardless,
me, when I saw the shade choice was a little bit off. In like some pictures that I saw, I said, "Ooh, the shade choice don't look that good." But her dress on decision day, it was it, honey. When I say that dress was fitting and them shoes was fitting, like she looked very nice, very lovely. I really liked her look that day.
All right, let's get into Miss Doris' comment. So
oh, so
she
that's
said
it.
Brett
We're
and
done with
Olivia, huh?
we're done with
Yeah,
my
we
comment.
done.
Okay, I'm gonna go so you can get through it. Okay, because if I keep going, we're gonna interrupt. I'm gonna interrupt. If
Yeah,
All
anybody
I'm a,
right,
wants,
I'm a, I'm a, I'm gonna leave too. I'm gonna leave too.
okay. I'm removing everyone. All right, y'all. Let's get into the rest of these. All right. That so for Miss Dora said Brad and Olivia, it's hard to see why Brad is judging as harshly as he is. I know he's not particularly handsome and has a wary sense of humor, but has enough of good qualities to look past those issues in a spouse. But we hear Olivia finally admit that she didn't find him attractive, which is why she couldn't have been more loving or affectionate while at the same time complaining that their marriage fell. Exactly. That's exactly how I feel about them. Like I just don't understand. She look, like I told y'all, I think she was attracted to him until she found out how much he made. Because even after Christina went and was trying to like throw dirt on his name, she was like, okay, you know what? She only knew him for a day. I knew I'm like, who is she to tell me? And they had a little conversation. She got in her head. And then after they had that dinner and she found out what he made, it was like, you know what? This might not be it. I don't think she wasn't not attracted to him. That's why she was able to kiss and hug up on him. But the attraction just definitely went away when she decided that he didn't want to go when he decided he didn't want to go travel the world with her. That's just my opinion. So she said when people call him stubborn and say he's rigid, I can't completely agree. He always initiated texting her. He says when he tries to kiss her, she turns away. Shops and cooks for her to make her feel at home. Then she sneakily smirkily says that she can buy her own food. Even Pastor Cal saw that no matter what effort he made or whatever he said, she'll have a problem with it. Olivia is not into Brett and plainly dislikes him. Hence this nitpicking. Exactly, all of that. So then she said for Karen and Mouse, I'm not sure why Karen is so disliked by viewers. Someone said she deliberately is giving bad edits because for the 1 month anniversary she gave Mouse a music player with his favorite song and they never aired it. She also kissed him in a bedroom scene that was also never shown through preview. Though in preview, they stayed together. I'm not sure why, but I have an inkling that they would. LOL. A lot of people did. I hope it works out because they look good together. I was kind of proud of her when she said yes. I hope she puts in the effort. I hope she puts in the effort too. Well, thank you. um, Yeah, most of the ladies all look good at the reunion. So yeah, I feel like she may have got a bad edit. You're right. There were a lot of scenes that we didn't see, but I think we need to go find them and then like put them all together, and so we can watch the unedited scenes. I think that's what we need. Christina and Henry. She said for Christina and Henry. Okay. I was scared for a minute that Christina would have carried over from last week's episode of Hope, but she made it plain that she didn't feel wanted at all. I do feel bad for her because she did. Christina, y'all, I did feel bad because Christina really, really wants love. The girl really, really needs like some real love to be hugged and everything, but Henry's not it, and she's not going to get that from anybody if she keeps moving the way she's moving. That's just my opinion. I feel like she has a lot of inner work to do on herself in order for her to be able to, give out real love and be able to accept real love. Because the way, like, she craved it so bad that she don't even know how to what to do with herself. That even by her getting turned down, she turns into a whole different person. Like that's what I noticed. Where I'm at. This is the third time I noticed that Christina doesn't defend herself well when confronted. Instead, she cries. At least the expert wasn't backing Henry up. Yeah, she did. Christina cried a lot of these episodes. So I'm a little confused because we talk about decision day cry, not reunion cry. We're not letting Henry slide, Tiffy. It's the simple fact that you can't be nasty and rude and expect people not to notice it. That's what she did. She was nasty and rude a lot of the season from the edits that we got. So it's easier to notice than it is to notice Henry's quiet and timidness. Yeah, it's gonna come on because I monetized the live. Okay. So I don't know why Henry hoped he achieved by accusing her in front of the experts instead of talking to her about it. The guys is malicious, and anyone who doesn't see it is damn blind. Okay, well we blind. I'm blind. the in the next week's preview, he go off again saying she was in a 5-year relationship with a married man, maybe ending up with a dud. Bent on destroying your reputation. It's karma for being in someone else's marriage, Christina. Bend your knees and repent to break off the curse. Exactly. It's karma. You mess with a married man, that might be her karma. That's probably why this marriage was horrible. But that's what I always say. You can't, as a woman and as a man, you can't mess with someone married and expect for your marriage when you get married to be fine. That's what I was trying to get Cliff to understand earlier when we was talking about it was you can't if you don't owe me anything. If you were sleeping with my husband, you don't owe me no respect. That's my husband. He owes me the respect. But the simple fact that you put yourself in that situation is you're going to be your own karma because now when you want your love of your life and you want to be married and you want to be happy and then another woman decides to open her legs up to your man, then you're going to be mad. Then you're going to be mad. So I'm just saying. Hey, Tiffy.
Hey, Chloe, I got one quick thing to say on that though. I never advocate for cheating. I never advocate for cheating, but I'm just saying, like, everybody want to get on Christina's head. Like, Amani was with a married man too for almost a year. And like all these people who Brett is dating on Tinder are technically with a married man. And everybody who's trying to get with Miles while he was on the show, Miles is a married man. So even though, there's always context behind it, I don't believe that Christina would have been with somebody who was like married. They're probably separated or something like that. Again, I don't advocate for cheating, but I'm just saying Amani did it. People are trying to do it with Miles. People doing it with Brett right now.
No, Amani didn't know he was married.
Neither did Christina.
Well, we don't know that for a fact because she never told us. So we're going with the assumption that the way it was put out that she was just messing with a married man.
Okay, what about everybody that's going after that was going after Miles. He was married too. They knew
Yeah, but
that.
if Miles decides to slide between their legs, then that's their karma.
Ooh, okay, I'll give that to you. I'm just trying to say the Milettes in the same boat as Christina.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Any person who's willing to, sleep with someone who is married, that says a lot about, for one, I think if you know for a fact that they're married, that says a lot about your morals because you're going into someone else's relationship where they took vows to be committed. Right? That person who cheated is absolutely wrong. But that's going to be your own karma because believe it or not, whether people say they want to get married, they don't want to get married, when you fall in love, whether you get married or not and all this other stuff, you don't want to share that person with anyone else. So your karma comes back around either one way or another. And I think that maybe if she didn't know he was married, this may be her karma.
Okay, but also I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt that either I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt that it was like she's like August Alsina and her man's Jada Pickett Smith because it sounded like an open marriage to me. If it was 5 years long, she's not just a mistress. She's like the other woman. She's not like the other woman. She's like extramarital, but I feel like it would be allowed.
Well, I mean, if they have open marriage and that's fine with them, then they could do whatever they want. Then there's no guilt on anybody. But if you are intentionally sleeping with a married man and you know it, you know what I mean? Then I think that says a lot about you. Like I wouldn't go out there and go mess with a married man. Like it's too many men in this world for me to go find somebody else's. You know what I
Right,
mean? I just think that's just too much.
right,
You're
and
putting
that
yourself in a situation that you don't need to be in. Because 9 times out of 10, he's still going to pick his wife, especially if they still
mhm,
together.
right, but that's the question mark. That's my issue. Like Henry didn't ask questions. He just decided to demonize her and then
Mm.
expose her on national television. But we could know, oh, hey, she didn't know he was married. Or, oh, hey, he was separated. Oh, hey, they have an open relationship. But he never asked questions. And that's malicious. That's why I find it's malicious because we could know, like we give him Amani a slide because we know what happened. But Henry
Right.
just decided to expose her and not give her a chance to explain. And if I was Christina, like if I was in a toxic relationship, I'm not trying to go back into that. I might do it privately with my husband or partner, like boyfriend, but I'm not going to do it with the whole world because it's none of their business.
Right. Wait, I'm laughing because Faye will say knew it didn't sound right. 5 years and no flowers. Exactly. That's because he had a whole wife he was giving flowers to every time he left her.
Oh, y'all, this is Henry's fault. It's not Christina's fault. It's Henry's fault we don't know because he never asked.
Oh Lord. Well, she had a chance to defend herself and she didn't. So
She was having a mental breakdown. I'll be having a mental breakdown too. Either that or trying to fight him. Like, you're not finna do like hold my earrings. We're not finna do this. Cut the cameras. Dead ass. Cut the cameras.
you always ready to meet somebody in the streets.
Listen, he's not finna. It couldn't be me. He got the right one. He got the right one with Christina because it couldn't be me. Listen, they would have had to cut the cameras. I would be like, Karen, let's go. We ain't playing with him. He's not playing. Amani, you too. We ain't playing with him. But
Yeah,
that's
it
not.
might just be, I don't know. This just might be her karma. It
Mm,
sucks, but it just might be.
I'll get. We can. Yeah, but it's Henry's fault. That's all I gotta say. Henry's fault. He's a waste man, and that's
No,
all I
take
got
it.
to
It's
say.
Henry's fault.
That's what I'm saying. All right, bye.
Alrighty. Okay, so then she's Henry, the marriage is over. Give it a damn rest. If Christina thinks you're homosexual, it's because in your marriage you gave her reason to think that. You made no effort and you told her nothing about your issues with her. Kelsey, I'm gonna add you in a little bit. Let me just get through a little bit more of these. So then Deborah said, Chloe, I'm not believing that crap on the preview for the reunion. It's not nothing Woody hasn't told Amani. He's probably going to give her a puppy, a ring, or possibly a house. He was my ride or die from Jump Street, and he's not fixing to mess it up. We know he not messing it up. We knew that, okay, Deborah? We know he gave her the ring. We saw it. We know that's your ride or die to the end, period. um, MOT said because Brett was walked out on the marriage, Olivia was expecting the experts to go in on him. So she wasn't prepared to answer any questions about what did she want from Brett. Out of nowhere, she came up with something about him looking in the mirror. Right, Kelsey. Let me get through some more of these comments. I'll let you come back in later. You heard me? Okay. Um, Karen wants Mouse to put her in her place, but whenever he expressed something about what he's not getting in a relationship, she gets defensive. Exactly. And then she said, Christina is a liar. Christina is like, I know that, but we know, okay, he's your ride or die. That's it, okay? I was just making fun of him when we first met him, and you already told me, don't come for him. Don't come for him. So Mr. said, 1601, did you just say she cut her eye at him? Okay, how many Jamaican friends do you have? That's something we say. That is, I didn't know that was a Jamaican thing. You know, I hear it and I just repeat it. Like the way she cut her eye at him. That's the old school in me, you know? The old school, the younger girl trying to be around all adults. So then Anonymous said, Christina. Yes, because when they was at that when they was at the reunion on that couch, all you heard was Christina. No, Christina. Oh my God, Christina. Chris, I said, oh my God, Christina, answer them. She didn't know how to adjust the lies. Christina equals August Alsina. What is she's part of the entanglement, okay? She is the August Alsina of the whoever she was dating marriage. Period. Right. I wouldn't let nobody say nothing about me uh and not say anything. Silence is golden. Not in this case, look at us going back and forth trying to figure out her silence. She should have just let us know so we could have debated about that. So Miss Dura said the Married at First Sight was one of the best, no lie. The reunion is beautiful as well. The reunion had some letdowns. Brett should have stayed and Christina should have fought back instead of crying. She should have definitely fought back instead of crying. Definitely. So Valerie said, love the program, love your review. No one will ever make Olivia happy. Miles needs to love himself more. He appears to be addicted to pain. It won't last. He deserves much more love than the kibbles and bits that Cameron will dish out. Woody probably would have got that reunion baby. Woody probably would have got that reunion baby and Pup. I used to love that way. I used to love like that way back in the day. All cautions would have been thrown to the wind after this expression of love. Shout out to the love. Extra blessings to Black love. May God continue to bless your channel and grow your channel expeditiously. Thank you. I receive it. But yes, I hope Karen does get some more affection in the little bits and pieces that we see. But it seems like they have something going on. So hopefully that works out for them in the long run. Hopefully, we will say hopefully. So Brenda said, Team Randall, I love Amani and Woody. Don't we all though? Don't we all? So then Angela Denmark said, Chloe, I was crying too. Black love. I was crying like Dr. Viviana. Black men can share their emotions and feelings. Absolutely. Like I said, I don't understand why, him. I love the fact that they show him a Black man with emotions, even Woody with feelings, with like they was a little, they had a little rough edges, a little playful, but they was emotional. They were into their feelings, and the world accepted it. Besides Cameron, the world accepted it. No, that was a read. What Henry did was a read. Okay, he definitely read her. His friends was on Blue's Clues. I can't with y'all. So then Darlinda, hey girl, she said that's right. I forgot she said it came from a reliable source. Good point. Exactly. All her sources. First it was a reliable source. Then it was the guy she was sleeping with. Then it was the producers. Then it was from a text app. Then it was I can't call it back. Then it was at least after 30 days. I need her to get it together, but that's neither here or there. So then Cliff says, so it's cool for you and Woody to cry for nothing, but Christina can't. See what I'm saying? Hypocrite, LOL. No, but it's like her cries come at weird moments. Besides at the reunion, because that reunion, I understood why she was crying, because Henry read her for filth. But when he said you're a good writer and she broke down, I said not today. We're not doing this today. Don't disrespect Mr. Johnson. Talk about if you can't find yourself a Woody. Never, I would never. Okay, never. If he leaves you, I'm staying on his channel and leaving you. It's just saying. It's just saying. First of all, he ain't going nowhere, okay? Let me tell you something. Even if he thought he was going somewhere, I'm following him. He's going to have to just get a restraining order. So Franny said, oh, I read Franny's. Okay. So Jillian said, I think there is more to Olivia and Brad's situation than what we saw. I don't necessarily think that was I don't think that he was the bad guy. I just think they didn't mesh well. No, they definitely didn't mesh well. Not at all. Not at all. They definitely didn't mesh well. So Michelle said, great review. I do feel sorry for Olivia though. Brad is something else. Everybody, that's why everybody don't know who they want to pick when it comes to this Brad and Olivia. But I'm going to say I'm going to stick with Brett. Okay? I'm sticking with Brett. That's how I'm going to say his name for the rest of this comment read. We down to like the last one comments, and then I'll let you try to join in for like 10 more minutes. So then Cabrina said, such a cute laugh. Thank you, Cabrina. And then TD, oh my God, it's one of my day ones. I hope she subscribe back to my channel. Please subscribe back. Okay, I know things went wrong in the past, but I see you still checking. So I still appreciate the support. I see your numbers. Congratulations. Thank you. So then Marvina said, Olivia knows she is contracting her friends for dates. So she is bitter right now. Oh, Olivia knows he's contacting her friends for dates, so she is bitter right now. Yeah, but that's none of her business. They're not together, and he's not really contacting them. They just matching with each other on Tinder, Marvina, and she's just jealous. But they doing it to be spiteful because they sending it back to her, which is a whole mess in itself. And then Angela Matthews says, I love Miles and Karen together and think they can, I guess, grow off each other. Miles can learn to slow down and not let his emotions overtake him. And Karen can learn that you can trust a person for who they really are and learn to really open up emotionally. That was a nice sum up for the last, for Karen and Miles. I like that one. Because she said that Miles can learn to slow down and let his and not let his emotions take over him, which is something that she definitely can do for him. And then she said that Karen can learn that you can trust a person for who they are. She can definitely trust them for who they are. And then she can learn to open up emotionally. I like that. That was a nice way to end that the comments. Why am I skipping the replies? Because we spent so much time talking, and I told y'all I'm on a time limit. That's why. All right. So I'm gonna put the link back in for 10 more minutes, maybe 10, 15 more minutes. You guys, this is the last comment read for Married at First Sight. If you did not, let me plug it in. If you did not, go watch my Put a Ring on a Review. And I decided that I am doing, what's that show, y'all? Ready to Love. I made the review for Ready to Love. So go check out Ready to Love and go check out Put a Ring on it. And depending on how the views go and how the comments go, if y'all really into it, then maybe we could do like a comment read. Or both not a comment read, but maybe discuss those. I don't want to do comment reads, I don't think. Because if the comments be too much, we'll be up here for too long. But we might do like an overall, like, sum up of those episodes. But hey, Kelsey, what's up?
So I was on mute. I'm just so proud of you. I see your channel. I remember when you only had like 10 subscribers, and I was like, she's gonna do it. I'm just so proud of you. Like I can really see you getting up there like a Blondie Blue. Like I could really see you doing it. And I'm really so proud of you. Black woman to black woman. I'm so proud of you, and I love you so much for this. And I just think like the fact that like, when we see these shows, we don't have that much representation. And then you have to watch reviews people that don't have our same opinions because they don't see things from the way we see things. And I think this was the first season where we got two black couples where none of them were crazy, had all this extra baggage that was a deal breaker. You didn't have the men slipping and sliding like the Nates and the Keiths on the low cheating and all this kind of stuff. And I was really proud of New Orleans for that, and I'm really proud of for what you're doing. And so I'm really proud of you, girl. And I can't wait to see Put a Ring on It. And I said someone else said to me like to do it. If I find time, I will Put a Ring on It, but I'm not gonna like I don't know. The way y'all do it, I can't do it that way because I don't have the patience.
You got to do it your way. That's the thing. This is the thing. This is what I'm learning because I had to stop watching reviews for a second so I could get my own style. But you don't want to be like anyone else. You want to do it your way. So whatever way you feel comfortable doing it, do it. Just do it. Right.
No, but Olivia and Brett, like Olivia need to go on. She just need to let this go. It was a mess up. It didn't work out. She bitter that she don't have a travel buddy, and she bitter that she got mad at him. And she did want to insult her husband, and I do feel bad for her in the fact that he was so sarcastic, but she didn't give him space to be vulnerable either. And she was listening, but she wasn't hearing what anyone was saying. Not even when Pastor Cal was trying to tell her, like, listen. And she's like, I can buy my own food. It was just a tit for tat that didn't really work. And Christina, that was just a whole mess in itself. And Christina is still on that tip of some women, if he don't like me, he must be gay. And that's not the case. He just don't like you, sis. Like it ain't nothing to do with you like being a man or being a woman. Is he just didn't like you. And from jump street, he should have just dipped. Like when he found out she was messing with the married man, because I think from then on he just was a no. Like it.
Right.
Nothing she could have. I mean, she could have fixed it up a little bit, but I think that would have been in the back of his mind. And the fact that his homegirls didn't like her either, that just kind of. And Henry's real like people pleaser, like what my family says is important, and I just don't think it was ever gonna work.
I think he was gonna let the married thing slide for a second, and I think that's probably what kind of turned him off a little bit. But I think as time went on, he started picking up more qualities like, this isn't good, this isn't cool, this isn't that. But honestly, I am gonna say that he never gave the marriage a fair shot.
He didn't.
He didn't give it a fair shot, and I feel bad for Christina because she wanted love. But like I said before, if she actually did have an affair with a married man and knew he was married, then that may just be her karma.
Yeah, it definitely may be her karma because and karma doesn't come when you want it to come. It can come immediate or it can come 15 years down the line. Like you can find out your life that you was living was a lot of your husband got a whole family across town. Like that karma comes and it comes in whatever form she comes in. And I think Christina wasn't willing to put in the work either. And so they both were just kind of like, well, we already here. Let's get this money. So I'm going to just stay till the very end so I can get this money. Whereas Brett was like, I didn't got my first set of checks. I'm good. Like, I'm just going to go ahead and go. I'm going to just go out. Like, because there had to be bonus pay because you can't make somebody work past an original contract. So they got more money for staying married and being delayed. There's no way for them to stay and not get paid. They got more money. And I guess Henry probably said, well, if I'm going to be here, I might, if I didn't came this far, might as well go ahead.
Right.
I'm interested to see the couples that stayed 5-10 years from now if they'll last.
That mess with single woman, not the other way around. Wait, you said y'all been married too long. Married men live for everything but their wives. Now my married man, because I go cut off all his pieces. Just saying, just saying. But
My
I'm gonna let Tiffy in. Elsie, I'm gonna
no.
drop you down. I'm gonna let Tiffy in because I want to end this soon.
Okay,
But thank you so much. I appreciate it. Go ahead, Tiffy.
Hey, Chloe. Yes, I did want to say just my one word to the wise for any females or anyone that's kind of watching this. I think that, we can learn two things from this season. One, that, it takes more than just a nice guy to make a marriage last. And, sometimes you really have to put your foot into it for it to work, like Karen and Miles. And the
Right.
second thing and the second thing that we learned, right, was that you have to beware of people's motives whenever you're in a relationship, right? Because,
Hmm.
Henry never really put his 100%, but because
Right.
he didn't ask any questions, like nobody really pushed him or held him accountable for what he was doing. And
Right.
it's like we don't know how we would act if we were in a similar relationship where like they were so cold to us, didn't talk to us, basically made us feel like they were just repulsed by us, but never said anything about it. We'd start going crazy because like what is the issue? So we should be aware of quiet narcissists, quiet people like that who want to make it our fault and make it, not give us any reason and just kind of like small digs like that because it's toxic. And I feel bad for Christina because she landed in yet again another toxic relationship with a guy who came off to be nice, but in all actuality is really rude. Whether it's a read or not a read, like no female should be treated that way. So that's kind of what I definitely learned that as a lesson. Nice guys, not all quiet guys are nice guys. That's for sure. So yeah.
Right. Oh, I'm sorry, Tiffy. My husband just came back from the store and he was telling me something. But I think what you said about Henry about Christina feeling that way because he never gave her anything. I totally at That's why I say I struggle with them back and forth because it's like you want to be on one side and you want to be on the other side because you completely understand why they both are the way they are. But I do feel like I said, you have to take accountability for your actions. She couldn't act like she didn't do anything wrong either. It was like she wanted to blame it on Henry at one point, even though Henry wasn't doing anything. And I can understand that feeling rejected, feeling not wanted, feeling like somebody's not even giving you a chance can hurt you. But how you handle yourself is what's going to break the difference. I think she should have just handled herself a little bit better. You got to understand, you can't let people bring anything out of you. You know what I mean? You got to take control of your feelings and how you handle situations. You can't give them, they can't show the footage if you don't give it to them. Why don't you ask her where she got that dress from? So you guys just I think that's okay. Cliff,
Hold on, let me pause you.
go ahead,
You hear
Cliff.
me? Yeah, I'll make it
Yeah, I
quick.
can.
The whole they can't show what you don't give them, not really true because they edit and do what they want. They made us think Brett said no thanks to Olivia when he didn't. So
No, I mean
it's trickery with.
emotions and feelings, like how she was like being rude to them and stuff like that. You saying no thanks and you being nasty and rude to someone is totally different. You get what I'm saying?
I mean, but if my thing is this: production has a history of having issues with other people like Brandon, AJ, and a few others. So they're not perfect just because we don't see them week to week and the camera's not on them. And if you have the right to be frustrated. He said he was frustrated. He handled it different. They're two different people. And as far as your comment with karma, you don't know if that's karma or anything like that because you again don't know that situation.
Well, that's what I said,
Now,
Cliff.
unless
I
you're
said
telling
I'm not
me,
sure.
if
I
you're,
said,
unless
but
you're telling me,
if she did
right?
though, then
Listen,
this just may be her karma. That's what I
I
said.
get what I get
See,
that. Like, I
this
don't believe. I said I get that. I understand that, but I'm just saying, like, the whole conversation when it comes to her, it seems like everyone is making it like it's her fault on with both situations, and I'm saying it's not.
right.
Will she play part if he was still with his wife, of course, definitely. If they were separated, it's different. But to me,
Right.
if I was her, I still wouldn't have put myself in that position just in case he one day wake up and say, you know what, I miss my wife and they want to get back together. You never know what people. People are flaky.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That's all I'm saying. But the past that, I want to know, when is your celebration?
I'm gonna try to do that this week. I've been trying to, like, every time I be wanting to do it, I gotta do something else. Like tonight would have been a good night, but we had to do this comedy. You know what I mean? And then so I'm like, dang, I gotta figure it out. So hopefully, maybe Wednesday, because I ain't got nothing to do on Wednesday no more.
All right, it's funny. One more thing. Are we gonna have a season wrap up? Are you gonna do a live on a season wrap up next weekend?
No, I'm done.
Just discussing the whole season.
We just did
We
that
done?
basically.
Okay.
I think. I
Now we
can't.
talked about the reunion.
We
All right,
talked
but
about
that's
the
all I
reunion
wanted
and
to know.
everything. But yeah, no, I'm trying to transition into, a different season so we can get, pumped up over there. A different show. I'm trying to
Are
transition.
you gonna do
So
comment reads for that?
it depends on how the views go and the comments go. So like right now,
Gotcha.
I'm just trying to figure out which show gonna get more traffic, or I could do both depending on how they go. We do a side by side show
You was
because I
hyped about
need.
Hollywood.
So I need content, but it's y'all. This is y'all channel. This is how I always say it. So I always say to y'all, if it's y'all channel, y'all gotta tell me what y'all want. So if y'all want the comment read, but then y'all gotta show up when it's time for the videos. You know what I mean?
Was that the first time Hollywood showed up on your channel?
Yeah.
That was funny.
That's the
That's
first
funny that
time.
he came on your channel and corrected you.
And then Ashley came up there
That's
too.
funny.
Ashley
Huh?
came too.
Which one is
Ashley,
she?
that's his girlfriend.
Oh, word? I didn't see that.
She
What did she
came in
say?
there too. She just said that she tried to correct. She said that jokingly. And I was like, I gotta make it entertaining for the viewers, okay? They better don't come up there trying to ruin up my reviews, okay?
Nah.
We
You
need
need
the
to listen.
suspense.
They want to make sure you listen.
Yeah, and they
That's
kind of
good.
like
That's okay.
comment on Instagram and my Twitter too. So it was pretty cool.
Oh,
I
that's dope.
was
They
I
show
could dig
love.
it.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
yeah,
dope.
I'm down with put a ring on it, y'all. But y'all gotta, y'all gotta ride the wave with me, because don't have me riding it by myself.
Listen,
So yeah, it's pretty much up to
I
y'all,
checked
because
out an
y'all know
episode, but I don't watch it like that.
but
It seemed all
that's
right.
my thing. My thing is like this. Look, this is for y'all. After I do the reviews, we do the comment read, because this is y'all chance to give y'all review in that sense. So it's up to y'all. But yeah, anybody else want to come on? I'm giving it a few more seconds and
Yeah, I'm
then
about to
I'm
leave.
jumping off. Thanks, Cliff.
All right, kid.
I think they would show up too. If we did one, I think they would definitely show up and talk. But I just don't want them to give it away before the season over, because it's only episode 2. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. So we can get the views up, y'all, because right now it's looking real stingy over there. But let me see what it look like. I'm gonna put a ring on it. 94 views, and it's been a day, so it's not looking too promising. So we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But yeah, you guys, I think that's it. Any more questions? Well, not questions, but I really enjoyed you guys. Thank you for getting me to 1,000 this season. And I'll be back with a celebration one of these days. And we're gonna party. I want to see if I can get some music that won't be copywritten, so we can really party. But anyway, I think that's it. Oh, you said give it time? Okay. Well, I'll give it some time and see what happens and let it go. And hopefully it work out. I hope we can do it. Your very first comment was low at first. You're right. My comments were low at first. My comments and my views, but they were, building slowly. So I'm just gonna give it some time, you guys. We're only a year in. We did this together. we're gonna finish this together. But you guys, it's been real.